Real Enigmas and Theories is back again with another wellness session live stream. And it's a celebration. It's the 2-year anniversary of the day I uploaded my first video to YouTube. Yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of the day that I started the channel. So, I had been working on a video and I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to finally hop on YouTube. And, 2 years ago today, I posted my first video to YouTube after creating the channel. And, I started making videos about From, but I've always watched movies and TV shows and decoded the esoteric messages since I was 7 or 8, from watching the Transformers movies all the way to the Gargoyles animated series. Then even fast forward to Equilibrium in the Matrix, and fast forward to The Walking Dead, and Westworld, and here we are, 2023. I jumped in on the second season of From, and here we are today. I was just one of those kids that would write rhymes, being on the block, writing rhymes and talking about hidden messages in modern entertainment. I used to talk about it from the music that was out. I used to talk about the music videos, the movies. I used to talk about books. I used to talk about our architecture in most of our capital cities, the street design and the street layouts. I stand on the shoulders of people like Bill Cooper. You know what I'm saying? The GOAT, William Cooper. That was one of my favorite books growing up, was Behold a Pale Horse. And another book I used to read was Saturday Morning Mind Control by Phil Phillips. I don't know if y'all know about that one, but that one pretty much talked about the symbolism and the mind control in Saturday morning cartoons that are promoted to children. So that's where I started. And here we are today, 2 years later. It's crazy because it aligned, everything aligned up. I dropped a video 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks later, that one video has 1 million views on the same day as the anniversary. So that was amazing. That was crazy. You know what I mean? So you know what? Yeah, I see something Elizabeth said in there. Let me see a real Matrix video. Yo, you know what? I am going to revisit some of the old oldies but goodies. Most definitely. There's some things that I've noticed that I haven't seen anybody talking about in a lot of the stuff, So yeah, I definitely will revisit some of the oldies but goodies. I've done that before on this channel as well. I covered the first Beetlejuice. When they put out the trailer for the Beetlejuice, I covered the first Beetlejuice, and that video got blocked all over the world. They didn't want that video out. And it was so funny because everything that I said in that video was pretty much revealed in the sequel, about him being a demon and him being tricked himself, him being in a prison. Also the what is it? The conjugal visits, him actually being in a prisoner's stripes. I brought all of that stuff up. They clipped my video. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's look and see who we got in here. Everybody that's here is supposed to be here. I'm happy that all of you are here and you're joining me to celebrate this. My voice has been going through it. I've been doing a lot of sessions lately. Also, using my voice all the time for what I have to use it for. It gets a lot of strain, but I have the remedy right here. Hold on. Y'all know I got to take a sip of Miss Real's tea. It's hot. The steam is ready. Hopefully I don't burn myself. If y'all know, if y'all was here at that time I burnt myself, yeah, we all had a good laugh off that. Hold on. Let me get a sip real quick. Oh yeah, it's hot. It's hot. Thank you, my love. I know you listening out there. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. So who is here with us? Oh my goodness. We got PM Philosophy in the building. She said, congratulations, Real. May you have many more years of success. Thank you so much, PM. Haven't seen you over here in a minute. Thank you very much for your kind encouragement. I appreciate it very much. We got no context in the building. Congratulations, friend. Friend, extremely well deserved and much more success is on the way. Thank you very much, sis. I appreciate you as well. Always here, always rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? We got Debbie Ebby Bo Bebby, Banana Fanafo Febby to the Fee 5 Momed B in the building with us. Thank you. She said, happy anniversary. Congratulations on 1 million views. Oh my goodness. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I put that video out and I thought I was gonna get probably about 5,000 views, man. Like, I didn't think that video was gonna go well. My Last of Us coverage wasn't really getting a lot of views. The show kind of turned into a dumpster fire. I'm not gonna go in on that today. We're gonna talk positive today, right? We're not gonna focus on the bad things, right? But this video reaching 1 million views in 2 weeks for my channel is big and huge to me. And you know, I got a crazy flex on this video, right? If you search this video and then if you search Sinners Explained and then filter it by view count, my video is the most viewed review of this movie or film, as I like to address it by, because it definitely speaks to the art form of filmmaking. So, you know, the coverage of this film, my video has the most views on YouTube of this film. And that is like jaw-dropping for me, especially with a channel of my size. Speaking of size, my channel went from 6,000 subs to now in January of this year to now May 14th, we're at 36,000 subs. So 30,000 subs in like 5 months or 4 months is crazy for me. Like I'm just like, yo, what happened? Like, what's going on? You know, I'm glad to be received in this way. You know what I mean? And just yesterday, I was celebrating 35,000 subs, and today it's at 36,000. So that's like 1,000 in one day. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? I'm so happy. I appreciate all of the love that I've been getting and support that I've been getting, the kind encouragement, and everybody liking the video, everybody liking all of my work. Like, all of my views have gone up across my entire channel, even from videos have started hitting again. And it's like, man, like people are really tapping into what I've been doing over here. It's crazy. You know, speaking of I set this channel out to find people who were looking at from a Native American perspective. You know what I'm saying? A more indigenous approach to the show. And I found those people, and a lot more people have come, and I welcome everybody. Thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here rocking with me from day one, you know what I'm saying? It's much appreciated and doesn't go unnoticed at all. You know who else we got? We got Rose Malik in the building. What's good with you? Yes, indeed. We got Elizabeth in the building. Made it to a wellness session. Happy 2 years, real. Oh, that's so dope. Yes, read a line today. History is boring when it's dead. Thanks for keeping the old icons and symbols alive for us. Ready to cook. Oh my goodness. Those are the kind of comments right there is what I'm talking about. That keeps me fueled. We got Food Pyramid in the building. What's up, brother? He says, I really need to go watch Sinners. Been avoiding spoilers. Will eventually watch Real's coverage of it. Yes. Yes. It seems like everybody coming out the movie theater, hopping on YouTube and coming to the video. I don't know how I got 1 million views, yo. Like, I'm so like, yo, I never thought that a channel this size and covering things the way that I cover it, you know, would bring 1 million views. But yo, here we are. It's so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ephemeral Suit. What's up, Sevy fam? What's good with you? We got the man in black in the building. What's going on, brother? It is a celebration. It is definitely a celebration. We got Katie W in the building. Hey, what's good with you? Dawn is here. We got Ebony in the building. Yes. We got Zechariah in the building. What's going on? Yes. Who else we got? Rising Star. Good to see you as well. Angel Moran. What's good, Angel? Alive and well. Yes, we in here. Who else is in here with us? Fuck yeah. Can anyone link Can anyone link to get a channel membership? It doesn't show up on the YouTube app. Yo, okay, so the link should be in, hold on. Let me see. The link should be in the description. But you know what? Since you brought up like gifts and memberships and whatnot, let's go ahead and throw 5 memberships out there in the air real quick. We got 5 memberships in the air real quick. Ah, yes. If you got a membership, you are welcome. You know what I mean? If you didn't, I wish you would have. I'll drop some more. I'll drop some more. Who else we got? Music, what's going on? Okay. Good to see you. Oh, we got my sister in the building. We got Nene in the building. What's going on, sis? How you doing, sis? In the building. Oh, sis got one of the memberships. That's what I'm talking about. We got Ghost MKC in the building. What's good with you, family? Beth is here with us. Yes. Beth started here from like second season. Beth been day one type shit, yo. Shout out to Beth. You know what I'm saying? We got Skipler in the building. Congrats, Real. I'm here as long as you are. Yo, shout out to that. Appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, Nene. Thank you so much, Nene. And you know, we're coming up on the anniversary of my first live stream as well. So we're gonna turn up on that day too. You know what I mean? I believe that was in like June or something like that. So we're gonna turn up for that. You know what I mean? Yes, gratitude for everyone here. Gratitude. Yo, let me throw some more out there. Let's drop some more memberships in the area real quick. We need the memberships. You know what I'm saying? Y'all showed up. We here. We dropping memberships. Let's do it. You know what I mean? And those memberships will real flexing on them. Yo, that's a crazy flex to be able to say like you got the most views of a review on YouTube. We talking about Critical Drinker, Jeremy Johns, New Rock Stars, Heavy Spoilers. Like I ain't shitting on them. Like I love those channels. I love all of those channels that I just named. Like they have millions of subscribers. They get millions of views a month. And for my video to pass their videos, I was flipping. I was like, I can't believe that shit. Like, you know what I mean? How long do you have to have a YouTube channel to get one video to make 1 million views? Like that shit's crazy. Like it's a hell of a feeling. Like it's hard to imagine sometimes like 1 million people tuning into the video. Some people probably watched it twice. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I put a lot of work in my videos, you know. The average video is about 10, 12 hours of work. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about other work that I'm doing. I got clients, I'm running a business. Like, so to get that kind of reception for a video that I worked hard on is a blessing. It's so much gratitude in my heart for that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that came through. And for the channel to continue to grow in numbers, as far as subscribers, it's like, yo, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like 30,000 in a couple of months is it feels good. It feels phenomenal. You know, I'm on the road to 100,000. Hopefully we make it by the end of the year. We will make it to the end of the year. And if we don't, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we still going to be pumping out that content. One thing, if you haven't realized about me, give me a second, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. One thing, if you haven't noticed about me, I don't really do content if I'm not tapped into the material. If I'm not really tapped into it, I'm not even gonna give it too much. And the reason why is because I strive to make every video better than the last one. If you go check out my Center series, there's 3 videos. The one has hit a million views, but there's 2 more. And I feel like each one got better and better. And I don't make videos just to be throwing some shit at the wall and hoping that it sticks. Like, and I'm not doing this for the views. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this to get my thoughts out, because for so many years I've had so many things to say about television shows, symbolism, what's going on in the world and how it applies and how it connects to what we're actually bearing witness to, as far as art imitating life or life imitating art. you know, I have to actually be tuned into the show in order to feel like I'm giving you something that's worth it. And so that's why I don't just, do any kind of show or any of that. Yo, we got my brother in the building. Percy Garcia is here. Percy Garcia, congrats. Happy anniversary, my brother. Yes, indeed. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Who else we got? Who else we got? We got Katie in the building. Oh, she got one of the memberships. Music. Yes, that's hard work. It is hard work. It's a lot of hard work on the videos, like 10 to 12 hours average on one video for me. I don't know about anybody else. A lot of the shit that I say in my video either comes from knowledge, knowledge of my own, or something that I might be familiar with, and I have to actually go and research and look it up to see if I'm passing something forth. You see? So then you have, how am I going to put this all together? And I don't know if you guys know, but I write raps for my shit. Like, I don't just sit there and write a script. I'm not copying some shit out of no chat GPT or no shit like that. I'm actually writing raps for my joint. Sometimes I remove the rhyming words, and sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I leave them in there because they fit like crazy and I like the vibe of it, and I'll just ride with it like that. But yeah, and I'm not against anybody that uses, chat GPT and stuff like that. Chat GPT can give you a lot of information if you are searching something. Like, if I Google stuff, and I'll look at things. I rarely use Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying? Because Wikipedia, anybody could put anything in it, right? I rarely use that. But like, when I Google something, I'm getting tens of thousands of fucking responses and things. When you search something on Chat GPT, you can get exactly what you're looking for without a bunch of different search results, So I understand why people use that. And, but it's when you actually use it to be creative for you. And when you don't have the creativity there, then just do what you're good at. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You can use it as a tool. Some people use it as a crutch. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, Who else we got in the building? Who else we got? We got, oh my goodness. We have the beautiful, wonderful Chocolate Beauty in the building. Hey family, how y'all doing? Yes, she is in the building. Our big cousin is here with us. She watches over us with the love. We got Petty Gibbs in the building. If y'all don't know, that's a word play on a really dope artist out there named Freddie Gibbs. Shout out to him and him, Petty Gibbs. Petty Gibbs always comes through with something fire for us. We got Aaron in the building. What's up, Aaron? Aaron, you know what? I can't forget about you, Aaron. You found that the Keanu code for us. Thank you so much for that. If you know, if y'all was here for that live stream, that was fire. I was so happy she found that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. She said, dang, sorry, you might need to contact YouTube, or maybe after the stream, try unsubbing, then subbing again on the desktop to see if that clears it up somehow. I don't know. Were you still talking to I don't know what y'all was talking about right there. We got J Vic with the super chat. Much appreciated of your generosity, J Vic. J Vic says your reviews and symbolism is fire. Thank you so much, fam. Like, I'm just over here doing what I do. Like, consider yourself my friends, right? My lady used to be like, I keep telling you to do a YouTube page, but no, you want to sit on the phone with your friends and talk about Westworld for 2 hours. She was, get off the phone, like, go do a YouTube page. And I would sit on the phones with my friends for hours talking about shows. I mean, when Dragon Ball Super came back, when Dragon Ball Super came out with the Tournament of Power, me and my homie would be on the phone for hours, and we would be saying like, we need to start a YouTube page and just go live and talk about Dragon Ball Super. Like, I'm an anime nerd, like all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing that, and that's where we at. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. And your generosity and throwing that comment out there, your reviews and symbolism is fire. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I do this, for real. We got, Bill Chill is here. What up, Real? The realest in the building. Yo, shout out to Bill Chill. Thank you. We got Puerto Rican in the building. What's good with you? Cheers. I was severely missing from streams today. Missing from the streams today. Okay, yeah. Well, you here now. We got the wonderful, beautiful Joy in the building. What's Joy? How you? Oh, snap. We got Chocolate Beauty drop. Yo, thank you so much for your generosity, sis. She came and dropped the 2-year anniversary. She dropped the 35. Congrats on the 35K. What's up? That's good. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate that generosity. Love. Indeed. Who else is here? Ah, we Real Enigmas is top shot. It was good. Yo, we gonna talk about some shows. Don't get it twisted. We not here to just talk about Real Enigmas and Theories getting 1 million views and getting 35,000 or the anniversary. We're not here just to talk about that. We about to cut up on some of these shows too. Believe that. I brought some heat. So stay tuned. I'm just going through the chat right now, soaking up that love. Yeah, the man in black said, Charlie Beauty, where you been, fam? Yeah, she been here. She showed up to the last couple videos. Definitely. I know she been busy lately. We haven't been seeing her as much in the live streams. I don't know if sis even watches Severance, because that was the last show really that I was really covering heavy on here. So I don't know if she watches that. If y'all hear from Severance, yo, shout out to that. That Keanu vid was great. I want the book. I want that too. If we could find that guy, like, yo, let's find that guy and see if we can get that book. I'm willing to pay for that book. You know what I mean? Theo was here since the Changeling days. Let's go. Yes, the Changeling is another show that I covered on here. I don't think that the Changeling has been renewed. So, yeah. Please do a Matrix before Dragon Ball. You know what? It's funny because in one of my, I'm not going to say what my next few videos are, but in one of them, Dragon Ball comes up heavy. And speaking of that, this is a good segue into things real quick. I want to talk about From first. I just want to say a few things about From. From, to me, season 3 was a little disappointing. I feel like reincarnation is an easy way out for writing wise. Some people like the reincarnation. I'm here to roll with it either way. One thing that I was definitely right about in season 3 was the egg symbolism. And then, for spoilers for those who haven't seen it, if you haven't seen it, then you know this is kind of a spoiler. But Shorty lays, I'm not going to say who, but Shorty lays an egg at the end of the season. So yeah, the egg symbolism was definitely there. I was catching up on that. I saw that. That was a fire thing. I thought that was amazing that actually happened, but I wasn't happy with it. However, there are many things that can go right with season 4. And I'm going to talk about some of those. But first, I'm going to say why Dragon Ball actually made me think of From. Well, because Dragon Ball has a character named Tien Chen, right? And if y'all know my Lonely Dragon videos, I always said that Tien Chen was the Lonely Dragon. And it's crazy because there's an actual Dragon Ball character named Tien Chen. And so I just didn't like the way they killed her. I think there was no rhyme and reason behind her death. It seems like it was only to piss Kenny off or to fuck with Kenny. That was kind of harsh. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I think there are some ways that From can really redeem itself. And hopefully they're listening. They hear this. I don't know if they care. You know, this is just little old me over here. But please, for the love of us, do not try to go back and show us Jade and Tabitha reincarnated. It's gonna totally throw off the show. If that's what y'all think y'all are going to do to like explain this whole reincarnation thing, please don't do it, because now we already know who Jade and Tabitha are, right? And so now we'd have to get used to 2 new actors playing them in their reincarnated versions of them. You know what I'm saying? So don't go with that. I hope they dive more into who the man in yellow is. What is this story walking thing going on with Julie? Is Ethan wrong about not being able to change things, right? She obviously can change things because she's the one who threw the rope down there, right? So she is the bootstrap paradox. Like, she throws the rope, because if she doesn't throw the rope, Boyd doesn't make it back to town, then the cicadas don't take her and Marielle and Randall into that little dream realm that they had them in, right? So I think that that's where they should go moving forward. Focus on the mysteries. Let us know where Eloise is. Let us know what's going on with that settlement out there with the cabins and the food that was planted out there. Let us know who dragged the tent. Let us know what the spider bites actually did to Boyd. Like, does he need to get bit by him again because his Parkinson's seems to be coming back? Was that the reason why his Parkinson's went away in the first place? Some people think it was the blood brother ritual with Martin. It could be. We don't know. But I think those are some of the things that they should focus on. They shouldn't focus too much on the reincarnation factor. However, and that's only with Jade and Tabitha. Now, if they're going to focus on reincarnation, I think that they should focus on how other characters on the show may also be reincarnated into the fold, because just them two being reincarnated sounds corny. I mean, you got Randall, he's carving something that looks like those little statues out there in the settlement with the cabins. Could he have been carving something that he also saw in his dreams? You had Abby, Boyd's wife, who had a dream of that place when she was a little girl. Could she have been reincarnated in some way, and that situation happened to her there as well, with her getting killed and whatnot? Focus on some of those things. Focus on solving some more of the mysteries, and move forward with presenting more solid mysteries that, because the showrunners admitted that they knew that they were going to bring Smiley back, but just didn't know how they were going to do it. Y'all got to do better than that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just don't throw him in it, because the way they brought him back is just totally lame. They brought him back through the one character who was already pregnant before he was dead. So that just totally doesn't make any sense. It just seems real corny. And my last thing I have to say about From is lean into the line that was said by Christopher when he said everything lies here. So they can use that to explain some of the stuff. They could totally even retcon the reincarnation thing and says everything lies here. You know what I mean? So that would be fire if they did that. Let me see what y'all talking about in the she laughed at Shorty lays an egg, Yeah, Changeling had potential. They pissed it away for real. Yeah, they did. Let me take a sip of the hot tea real quick. Yo, this is great tea right here. This is I forget what she told me. I know it's mullein and something. And we've got this local honey. You know what I'm saying? This honey's great. The lemon honey. Yeah, this tea is great right here. Miss Real's tea is on the way, y'all. We're trying to get it figured out and everything, how we're going to do it. We're looking for a decent herb supplier. You know what I'm saying? So that we can create these tea blends for you guys. Miss Real's tea is on the way. So be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying? TT Superstar says, congrats, my brother. The first time I heard your voice dropping the esoteric gems, I've been enjoying the channel ever since. Happy YouTube anniversary. Much appreciated, fam. Much appreciated. Oh, I watched Paradise per your advice. I liked the first season, though I thought it was nice. For now, I canceled Hulu. It's not worth the price. I got my free month and I had my little slice. Yo, that's crazy. I'll give you a tidbit. I really think that they should announce a season 2 for Paradise if they're going to go ahead and do it. Paradise was heat. Paradise was some definite like heat that is going on right now that, we could be talking about. Hold on. Ooh. Oh yeah, poor Kenny. You know what I'm saying? TT Superstar, thank you so much for your generosity, fam. It's greatly appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Julie says, any Georgia locals going to the camp? David Outplay and Scott McCord are scheduled to be there. You know what? I should go to that. I did see that I did see an advertisement for that. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine, Taryn Matheru, um, uh, and I were talking about going to this. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to be on Memorial Day, I believe, like Memorial Day weekend. Yes, indeed. I think. Correct me if I'm not. Correct me if I'm wrong, Julie. But that should be like this weekend or something like, or Memorial Day weekend or something like that going down. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and speaking of my brother Taryn Matheru, we have a trip planned for July where we're going to Newfoundland. However, I didn't tell many people, but some of you guys already know my lady is pregnant. Okay, and so we are expecting, and I have decided to push back my trip until after the baby's born. So, I won't be leaving the country. I might go to a different state or something like that, but I'm not gonna just like leave the country. And because she's borderline high risk, she's been having a time with this pregnancy, and I love my lady. I wouldn't want anything to happen while I'm gone or nothing like that. So, I'm going to wait until the baby is here to take that trip with my dear brother Taryn. But we will be going to Newfoundland. Thank you to everybody who donated to the trip, by the way. Um, I did take the donation down because I'm postponing the trip. I mean, I have the money for the trip. I actually already bought one of my plane tickets. I was going to catch a plane to New York, and I was going to have a friend of mine drive me into Toronto, and then I was going to go to St. James from Toronto. So I have already bought the New York ticket already for July. I might be able to like change it or something like that, or I might have to just go and come back anyway. So that's the update on the trip situation. Still doing it, but had to postpone it because my lady needs me, my family needs me. I can't like leave the country while we got the loving in the oven right now. You know what I'm saying? So when she comes here, and it's gonna be a girl, so when she comes, yeah, we here. You know what I'm saying? Although that interview with the directors ruined it for me. It came across as if they have no direction. Yes, this is the comment that I was looking for, bro. You win. This is the comment that I was actually looking for. I brought it up in my little spiel about From, but what we have to also understand is that the writers pretty much told us that they already blew their load in season 2. They said Tabitha getting out was supposed to be the last thing in the entire series. So if you blew your load there, then you really don't know where you're going. And I've said this in my first time of covering From. If y'all need help, holla at your boy. Ain't no shame in hollering at a YouTuber to help with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me. I mean that. Holla at me. Like, for real. If y'all need help with From, holla at me. I would love to come and help you guys with From. Like, especially get you guys back on track with keeping that narrative along with the symbolism, because that is something that you have done greatly. Like, to have the girl lay an egg after dropping all of the egg symbolism throughout the entire season, that was genius. But I think you got a little bit lazy with the narrative. You focus on the narrative. Let me blend the symbolism. Let your boy Real Enigmas and Theories come in there and start blending in some of the symbolism. You know what I'm saying? Yo, the show could probably reach new heights by doing something like that. And giving a young writer on a YouTube page, I'm young as far as my YouTube page, 2 years on YouTube is young, right? So giving that kind of writer a shot could definitely like change the way people look at stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm gonna go look at it because they did that. Like, yo, holler at me. I said it in a bunch of videos. Y'all need some help. I'm not gonna lie. Bringing Smiley back after, bringing him back through her when she was already pregnant was lame. I'm just being real with y'all. Like, I know you can't win them all, but that was one that that was a mistake. Y'all been making mistakes since season 1, to be honest with you. You shouldn't have killed Father Kotri, and you shouldn't have killed one of the eye candy girls on the show. What was her name? They killed her so early, I forgot her name. Trudy. They shouldn't have killed Trudy. The moment she said the Alabaster Dragon line should have sealed her on the show for at least 2 more seasons. Like, that that was, I mean, come on, y'all shouldn't have killed her. You shouldn't have killed Father Kotri. And they've been bringing him back in the last 2 seasons as a ghost. I think that's admission to killing him was a mistake. The fact that they have to bring a character back and he plays a ghost all the time and he doesn't really get that much screen time and he still steals the scene every time he's there. Come on, that's admission that you got rid of the wrong person. Then you got rid of the wrong monster. So much to the point to where you had to bring him back in the most terrible way. So, yo, holla at your boy. I'm saying this out of love, y'all. I love the show. I love the show. This show was what sparked me getting onto the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I love the show. Holla at your boy. Let's see what else we got in here. How was the surgery? My surgery was good. The surgery was actually good. It went well. I got some good rest while I was healing. And you know, just here with the family, taking care of the fam. And this is my first live stream in a while too, y'all. Like I haven't been live streaming in about 3 weeks. So I'm happy to be back doing the live stream. The surgery went well. I had, for those who don't know, I had a supernumerary tooth removed. Supernumerary teeth for me, mine was growing like inside my gum where you couldn't see it or anything. It was just like a new tooth. Like, you know, we got a grown ass man out here teething, y'all. Like, like, so yeah, that was cool. You know, I got a chance to sit it down and lay it down. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Oh, they got some congrats in there. Congrats on the little one. I'm so happy for you both. Yes, yes, indeed. You know, thank you very much. Sharing vessels. You know, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. Every time you see a pregnant lady, you know, like, yeah, I know what you've been up to. Like, it's got to be weird to be a female and be pregnant because it's like, you know, people looking at you and they know that your ass been getting busy. Like, it's like the telltale sign of like something's going on. You've been busy, haven't you? You've been up to something. Like, yeah. Thank you very much for all the congrats on that. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Yes, baby money super chat. Thank you so much, Ephemeral Soup. Yo, y'all are so dope. Y'all keep me laughing. Don't get me started, y'all. Y'all know I can get up here and cut up. Thank you so much, yo. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me see. Your Audi is going to be real out here indulging in the best complaint. Yo, y'all are too much. Y'all are definitely members of my channel. Like, y'all are definitely subscribers over here. Y'all throwing all that shit out there. The spider stuff you did was my fave. Oh my God, the spider stuff. Why did they abandon the spider stuff in season 2 and 3? What the hell was wrong with them? Even, I mean, Ethan talked about the spider coming down from the ceiling. Like, come on, y'all. Why they abandoned so much that they shouldn't have? Hopefully that's good for them for season 4. We got to come back to the spider stuff. If they don't come get me to help them write, I hope they don't. I hope they follow the lead of the spider stuff. You got to bring the spider stuff back. Like, come on. You know? Yeah, what could it hurt? Like, I mean, they already kind of butchered it. You know what I'm saying? Real is on point about his points on From. Yo, I mean, yo, I hate they killed Tom too. Why kill Tom? I don't understand why they killed Tom. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and by the way, I will be doing a panel live stream with some very special guests. I'm not going to say who they are, but they're going to be some very special guests that are going to be here for the film centers. And I also will be bringing Miscellaneous Gab back for another wellness session. We might even do that this week or next week. We'll see what's up with our schedules. See if I can get Miscellaneous Gab back on here. I have a great time with her every time. We have so much fun. We be rolling and rocking it, and we laugh the whole time. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Yo, shout out to Nikisha in the building. Hold up. Okay, I'll answer. I'll talk to them later. Of course, I'm on the live stream. Oh, yo, shout out to Nikisha Moore Reviews. She go over to her channel and check her out. She over there cooking up. She cooks up on the a lot of soap operas and stuff. And she also talks about some of the shows that we talk about here. You know, she's good people for real. Go check her out. You know, oh, congratulations to your daughter as well. I did catch that. I didn't have a chance to say anything to you, sis, but I did catch that. Congratulations to your daughter. You know, y'all two really do good on the reviews. Y'all just like you're sitting there, it's just like you're sitting there talking to one of your friends. Like I love that kind of content. That's how I try to come off as well. Like I feel like I'm talking to my friends out here. Like I'm just vibing with you guys right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, but shout out to Nikisha. She's dope. She been over here for a while too, rocking with us. You know, you got rid of the wrong monster. Yes, say more. Yeah, they got rid of the wrong monster. They got rid of the wrong monster because why put this monster on the actual cover for season 2 and then kill him in season 2? Like he was the cover. They made him the poster boy for the show and then killed him that season. Then even in the he had the best scene in season 2 was the scene where the old couple were on the bus. That scene made every trailer. That scene is like a meme. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't understand why they got rid of him. And the way that they did, they cremated his body. So it's like, yo, then they had to double back and figure out how they was going to bring him back. Yo, you know what? Sometimes you just got to stand on your 10 toes. If you make a decision to kill a character and the fans don't like it, sometimes you just got to do better. You don't have to bring them back every time. You know what I'm saying? Like stand on business. Y'all killed the character. I mean, you brought him back, but the way you brought him back was so corny. I mean, you fucking cremated him. Like they cremated his body and then brought him back through somebody that was pregnant before he died. Like, come on, y'all. Like they really shit the bed with that. I fuck with From though. You know, all shows, everything ain't gonna be perfect. Everything ain't gonna be perfect. Real got that gator mom. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the love. Thank you, Beaver. Thank you so much. Beaver's in the building. Bev is here with us. Yeah, who else is here? Ethan's little ass is evil, y'all. Mark my words. Ethan's ass is hard-headed for real, for real. Yo, Ethan, I'm gonna tell you something. Ethan's lucky he didn't grow up in the 80s and the 90s. They would have whooped his little ass back then. Like he lucky he didn't grow up like in Victor's time period in the 70s, because yeah, he would have got his little ass whooped. Like he just be talking all kind of shit and he be saying all kind of wild shit. Like, yo, I mean, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I'm a proud mama. I love streaming with her. Yeah, you and your daughter are a dope team on YouTube, for real. Go check them out, y'all. Go check out Nikisha Moore Reviews. She talks about, like, she hits a soft spot for me because I used to watch soap operas with my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, if y'all wanna know a little bit about me, go watch my second Sinners review. That was like information that came directly from my grandmother to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the first one was more like my grandfather was speaking through me. You know what I'm saying? The second one, and then the third one was like just me talking that shit. You know, the third one is when I went in on the pharmaceutical companies. Go check that video out, y'all. But yeah, who else is here? Raising Canaan is unique, is similar too. Like, yo, Raising Canaan, I like the way they brought Unique back because like they really didn't show him dead like that. I mean, they did show. The only thing I don't like is how do you got a scar on your face as soon as you get up? Like, what happened there? Like, how, you know what I'm saying? Shouldn't it have been like I don't know. They should, I don't know. The makeup and everything wasn't good with his bringing back. But yeah, killing Unique, I think the thing about killing Unique and bringing him back, I think that was planned. You know what I'm saying? Real is Breeze. Some people think you might be saying unique is Breeze. Some people are saying that unique is Breeze. There's a couple good arguments for it. And now this last episode, we see Unique and Kanan are kind of touching base now. And so what kind of relationship that's going to turn into, I don't know. You know, I know Rock's days are numbered, guys. Like, I don't know if I don't know if I'm behind on it or not. I think I'm all the way caught up on Raising Kanan. But Raising Kanan, I wasn't feeling it. It started getting better. The last episode I saw was crazy with the girl chained up in the first episode. I mean, in the first intro of the episode. Like, yeah, that right there was kind of I was like, yeah, Raising Kanan definitely need to get a little darker. You know what I'm saying? For the time period that they was talking about. I mean, this was the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Shit was treacherous on the streets back then. You know what I mean? There was a lot at stake in them times. A lot of money, more money had been being made than ever at that time. Like, you know, the game was changing. The crack era was blowing up and we was moving on to other things. Like, some people be like, real, why do you glamorize the gangster shit? Yo, first of all, I love gangster shit. I love gangster shit. Like, all the gangsters. You know, even like Howard Marks, one of the biggest weed kingpins in the world. Like, you know, you got your Al Capones and you got, you know what I'm saying? You got your Frank Lucas, you know what I'm saying? You got all the different gangsters and all that. I love all of that shit. And some people say, well, why do you glamorize that? I'm not glamorizing it. I mean, if you tell somebody to vote for somebody, you telling them to vote for a gangster. Because politicians ain't nothing but gangsters. Politicians ain't nothing but gangsters. They take money from constituents and the whole nine. They lie, they steal, they cheat the people. People end up dead by their decisions. And I ain't talking about right or left. I'm talking about politicians, period. So before you like look at me and say that I'm glamorizing gangsters and shit, like, these politicians, these administrators and police organizations and all, they gangsters. Make no mistake about it. They are gangsters. And I just think that that part of human psychology and human behavior is interesting to me. I think it's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? I know that I would not want to hurt and harm and bring harm to a bunch of different people at one time. That's what gangster shit does. Like, it is what it is. It's a real part of our reality. It's a harsh reality. You know what I'm saying? But I love that gangster shit. So I watch things like Raising Kanan. I was watching the BMF joint till that shit just got too corny for me. You know what I mean? I think that's supposed to be coming back for the last season. I know there was a little turmoil with 50 Cent and Meech and all of that. You know, I don't really pay attention to people's beefs and all of that shit. Like, everybody's paying attention to the Diddy trials and all. I don't really pay attention to that type of shit. Like, you know, all of that shit is like, you know, I have an opinion about it. I will be spitting some of my opinion on Real Enigma's live channel. If y'all could go find that channel and follow it. It will be a time where I'll be talking about all kind of things like that. Music industry stuff, most of all. I'll be talking about more music industry stuff, showing some of my mixing tips and tricks, showing some of my writing techniques, showing some of my beat making techniques. I use 3 different programs for beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I primarily use FL Studio. I love FL Studio. You know, I remember when FL Studio first came out when I was in college. I've been rocking with FL Studio like forever. Reason, I like Reason, and I like Logic as well. So, you know, we will be, you know, talking about some of that stuff. But yeah, like the gangster shit in the TV shows and stuff like that, I think that those things are examinations of human behavior. I think that I look at it like that. That's how I see it. I think that it's an examination of human behavior, because these politicians are more gangster than gangsters every day. As a matter of fact, in order for gangsters to survive, they must align themselves with politicians and shit like that. So don't get it twisted. Like, you know what I mean? How many of your politicians that you told somebody to vote for is in line taking money from gangsters? Straight up. Like, it is what it is. Like, so yeah. But shout out to Petty Gibbs on the Raising Kanan's bring up. You know what I mean? And music. You know what I'm saying? Who else? What we got in here? Ethan be dropping reckless prophecies. Yeah. I've considered possibly that Ethan is the guy, the yellow guy. That's interesting. That's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? What we got in here? 90s in New York City was bonkers. Yes, it was. The 90s was like ridiculous as far as the murders and going on. Kids were in the 90s. The 90s was the time where gangsters pulled kids into shit. Like that's when in the cities like that were really flooded with a lot of that going on. That's when kids got pulled into stuff. Like that's when if you was a gangster, you really jeopardizing your whole family. That's when it really turned up. I'd say like the 80s, 90s. That's when it really turned up to where like you are really jeopardizing your whole family. Like the 70s, gangsters was like, yo, don't fuck with the women and children, blah, 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 blah. The 80s, they started not really caring about it as much. But by the 90s, they totally forgot about the whole women and children. They didn't give a shit. Like shit got real crazy in the 90s. So to see that in Raising Canaan and how they're actually pulling that and drawing that into the fold is very interesting. We saw that in movies like Paid in Full. You know what I'm saying? Where Mitch's little brother got snatched up and all of that and everything that had to do with his uncle and all that. That was all based on a true story that actually happened, by the way. So like, yeah, that gangster shit is dope. Like it's a really dope way to look at human behavior. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I believe in is protecting yourself. Always protect yourself. Always know how to protect yourself. Always teach your children how to protect themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have all the food, clothing, and shelter you want. But if you don't know how to protect it, somebody can just come through and take that shit from you. And that's how shit works. Yo, politics, right up, right on, Freddie Petty Gibbs. Indeed. Diddy trial, noisy distraction. Yeah, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lord Corey, what's going on in the building? You late, but you here. We out here, y'all. We out here. Fruity Loops. Yeah, I was down with it since it was Fruity Loops. It's almost like blasphemy to call that thing Fruity Loops now. Because we talking about millions and billions of dollars of hits have been made on that program. So we got to put some respect on Fruity Loops and call it FL Studio, brother. Yes, indeed. I'm not trying to police your speech. Fruity Loops all day you want to. We all seen Penguin. Penguin was fire. I talked about Penguin on here. Penguin was fire. Penguin was the dopest shit on TV last year. Hands down. Hands down. Penguin was the dopest shit on TV last year. It was better than From. I was actually sad that From and the Penguin was going on at the same time because I would have loved to have covered Penguin. Penguin had so much Wizard of Oz symbolism in it. It was crazy. It was all over the place. The Hangman, they were calling Oswald Oz. They like put that show out purposely to do a bunch of Wizard of Oz symbolism. That's why they did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Penguin is definitely fire. You know what I'm saying? Baby Clay, what's going on? What's going on, Baby Clay? Haven't seen you in a minute. What's good with you, fam? You still up there cooking? What's good? Yeah, Penguin was dope. Penguin was definitely dope. Definitely fire. I wish John Turturro would have played Carmine Falcone in there. I really wish he would have did that, but he was getting busy with Sinners. I mean, not Sinners, Severance. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? What else we got in the chat? Let's see. Ethan cries, Jim dies, the man in yellow is fly, Nixon 5. Yo, get it. Okay. Hold on, let me see who else got something to say. What y'all talking about in here? Penguin was great, but it made me feel so empty, like bad. I'm kind of glad it's not getting renewed. What? It was a one-off? Oh man, that's so crazy that's a one-off. I thought that they was definitely gonna get a season 2. My friend from high school played Oswald's young mother. Wow. That's crazy. You kind of figured it wasn't? Okay. Knicks need to just rest so Spike Lee can finally rest easy. Yo, what's going on with Spike? Ryan Coogler is cooking this year for sure. Yes, indeed, he is. Ryan Coogler, um, Sinners is definitely a masterpiece film. A lot of people miss the point. I know I had to go see it. I had to drop everything I was doing. I went to go see it. Then I went to go. I've seen the film 4 times already now. I'm going to make my 5th time seeing it when it comes back to the IMAX. I think it comes back to IMAX tomorrow, and it'll be back in IMAX from tomorrow to the 21st. I don't know which theater I'm going to go to, but I know I'm going to go to one of them. There's only 10 theaters in the country that are bringing it back to the IMAX. I think I'm close to three of them, or two or three of them I'm close to. I know one of them, the closest one, is in Chattanooga. So we're in Georgia. I wish they would bring it back to Atlanta. That's when I've been holding out to see if they're going to do one in Atlanta, which they should. Because I know it was packed every time. Every viewing of Sinners has been packed. So I don't know why they wouldn't bring it back to Atlanta. Hope they do. But if not, I will definitely be driving on up to Chattanooga to check it out in the IMAX once more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you haven't seen it in the IMAX, and if you're able to go see it, go do it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's watched it. Even if you couldn't watch it, I made a joke about not bootlegging it. Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this: do what you gotta do. Some people can't make it. Some people can't make it. Some people can't afford it. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I totally understand. I'm not judging at all. It was just a joke. Yeah, I made a couple mistakes too. I said the 23rd song when I meant to say the Lord's Prayer. My grandmother taught me both of those, so that's kind of like why I made that slip. But there was a couple other things in my videos. You know, we're not perfect. We're human. But let's get on to another talk real quick. Should I say something about? Yeah, I'll say something about. Since it's the anniversary, I'm talking about shows that I've covered. I talked about Beetlejuice. Talked about From. Uh, Changeling. Kind of brushed over that real quick. Changeling, really good first 3 episodes. It started sliding off, and then it fell off at the very last episode. The last episode was 29 minutes long, of which at least 15 of those 29 minutes we had already seen. It was shit that we already saw. It really wasn't exciting at all. I wasn't happy with the ending at all, and I'm not surprised if it hasn't been renewed. I don't think it has been renewed. Shit, has been 2 years and we haven't heard anything yet. You know, the writer's strike was over by then, so they could have been doing a season 2. But you know, I don't know. I don't know why Apple actually even took a chance with that. You know what I'm saying? Doing that show like that. I think it was really to sell the book. I think that it was just a ploy to sell the book, and it worked. A lot of people ran out and got the book because they wanted to know what Emma's third wish was. They never show us what the third wish was, and so then you know you're left to look at the book. You know, the Changeling has so much potential. Yes, indeed, Debbie Ebby Bo Bebby. It has so much potential. You know what I'm saying? Katie, I'm gonna do that. I'll do that for you. I'll definitely talk about The Last of Us. Jessica, oh, how you doing? Good to see you here. You know, oh, you waiting for the new Tron to come out? Yeah, I definitely want to see it. I definitely want to see what the new Tron is hitting for. I'm I'm still saying this. Nothing beats the first one. Nothing beats the original one. The second one was cool and everything, but that first one was just too much. It was fire. The second one, I don't know. It was all right. It was an okay remake. It was an okay add-on. You know what I'm saying? Sequel, I guess. But I'm definitely waiting for that. I'm definitely waiting for that. I heard they're doing a new Matrix movie. I'm not too enthusiastic about a new Matrix movie. The last one was trash. The 4 was number trash. Like, I think that the 4 was almost like they were trolling us. Like, if they come back with some heat, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But Matrix really should have just been those first 3 ones. Like, the first one was the best one, and then the other 2 was shitty. But then when the 4th one came out, a hot dumpster fire, it made the second one and third one look kind of decent. Like, yeah, so just I think they should just leave that franchise the fuck alone. Like, they are milking the fuck out of that. Like, leave it alone. Tron does look good though. I do want to see it. Hype for the third Tron. Okay, so yeah, we gonna check that out. Probably cover that here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see Final Destination tomorrow. I'm going to see Final Destination. That's coming out. I think it hits all the theaters on the 16th, but it's in some of them tomorrow, and I will be there. I got my ticket, everything. Um, Mickey 17 is a great movie, by the way. It's a great piece. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. I got a video working on it. Um, what are we talk about it changing? Okay, I covered They Clone Tyrone. I covered that Netflix hit me with all kind of copyright claims on that video. That video was fire. I did 2 They Clone Tyrone videos. Both of them were really dope. Go check those out. They Clone Tyrone was one of Jamie Foxx's best movies, hands down. I wish they would actually dive into that universe a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? What else? We gonna talk about some Severance. I'm gonna say that for last. Um, okay, so we'll talk about The Last of Us real quick. All right. Give me a second. Gotta take a sip. Gotta finish rolling this one up. For a show like this, let me roll this up. I'm gonna talk that shit real quick. I'm not gonna go too harsh on it, but we are gonna talk that shit real quick. Hold up. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. How can I approach this talk about The Last of Us? I'm gonna say this. The show has not lost its flair as far as filming and the way that it's shot. It's a beautiful fucking show. It's a beautiful show. But the forced agenda, when you don't have to force an agenda, people in the world are gay. There are some gay people in the world, right? So why does that have to be a forced agenda on the show? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm about to cook real quick. Why does that have to be a forced agenda? Nobody has a problem with gay people being in a show. People have a problem with you trying to force an agenda. It's like you don't have to force an agenda that actually exists. Gay people are a real thing. You know what I'm saying? What people choose to do with themselves and all of that. But for them to force the agenda. Now, here's the problem that I have with it. It's not even about the forced agenda. Because, I mean, let's just be real. Outrage is the new marketing, right? I'm going to tell you how you know this. All of the actors on this show before they signed on, they had to go through counseling in order to combat backlash that the showrunners knew that they were going to receive. So that means that the backlash and the outrage is actually baked into the show purposely. And it's like they're doing it on purpose. I mean, why would you have to tell the actors that they were going to get some backlash if you didn't know that your material was inflammatory? Like, here's the thing. Outrage is the new marketing, and I think it's corny to do that. I think it's corny to say, hey, let's make the Little Mermaid black, and then we'll piss off some racist people. And then even if the racist people aren't pissed off, we're going to say they're pissed off so that we can get black people to support the movie. Like Disney, sit down somewhere, because you actually don't want to give no black people a real sit at the motherfucking table. So don't sit here and act like you're doing this for people. Don't sit here and act like you're doing this so that you can represent gay people, so you can represent black people, so you can represent all the different minorities or, different cultures. Don't say that that's why you're doing it. You're doing it to outrage the market so that you can sell tickets or you can get views. Even hate watching is good for you. You don't care. But when you actually put somebody at the seat of the table, then we'll talk about your representation. But your representation means nothing if it's done not for the actual representation of the person, but just to fill your fucking pockets up. I think it's corny. I think it's corny. And a lot of these people need to sit back and realize what's going on here, because what they're doing is they're harming a lot of your favorite actors. They're ruining their careers. Think about it, right? So they're saying, we're going to hire this guy to play the Black Captain America, right? And so when we put him out there and when we write this script and it inflames everybody, the next film that he's going to be in, nobody's going to watch it because they're going to feel like they were playing identity politics and all of this shit. Why would these actors sign up for this shit, for them to fuck with your careers like that? Stop letting them fuck with your careers like that. You know what I'm saying? Make these motherfuckers write some good shit, put it out there so that the people can enjoy it. We've gotten to a time where we're not even showing up to see good writing, good acting, or any of that anymore. We're actually just showing up to see a bunch of carnage and fucking special effects. I think it's corny. And to drag a whole narrative into a show that you already know it's a failed narrative. You sold 30 million copies of a video game, and when the leak got out of the narrative of the video game part 2, you only sell 10 million copies. Now, 10 million copies is a good number. Don't get me wrong. But to drop from 30 million to 10 million, it shows that you made a mistake. And for HBO to sign on board to go along with the same thing that made the last mistake and to like double down on it, it's crazy. Now, some of the execution is done well. I like the last episode a little something. I love how they did the spores. I think it was different from the video game. So there was room for that adaptation. I actually like the way they handled the Joel situation. Because first of all, if you wouldn't have did it like that, then you would have been admitting that you were wrong with the narrative of the game. So you had to stick to it. So I'm glad you stayed 10 toes down on that. But after that, the show kind of fell flat for me. And I'm going to say this about Bella Ramsey. She's a phenomenal actress for her age and everything. And we've seen her young, very young, playing in Game of Thrones. She did well there, but she's not doing a good job. She's just not doing a good job in this show. And I think I don't know if they did that on purpose. What is going on with this? Are these shows just trying to blow people's money? Like, are they just blowing money for the fuck of it? Because let me find out that you're blowing money just so you could push an agenda. Because that's crazy as hell. So the viewer doesn't get any kind of satisfaction from it. And then the market is saturated with honest opinions. And then you get to call it, what is it called? Rage reviewing or some shit like that they call it. That's bullshit. Review bombing. They call it review bombing. That shit ain't review bombing. People, a lot of people are seeing the video game already showed you that the narrative was whack. The video game already showed you that the narrative was whack. So how are people review bombing now that you did the same thing that the video game did and people are now complaining? It's almost like you knew this was going to happen, and this is like almost like what you wanted to happen. I'm going to end it with this. Outrage is the new marketing. And it's sad. It's sad. Come out with a good project, because from that good project, you can create a great trailer and great promotional material from a great project. We went from every single project where when you see the trailer for the shit, the trailer had all the best parts of it. You go watch the movie and you realize that you saw all the best parts of the movie in the trailer. We went from that to now all we're doing is showing up for the fucking special effects and carnage. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. And I'm definitely not going to spend time on a show, writing about it and stuff. I don't care what the symbolism is. Like I said, I'm not just going to throw some shit at the wall and hope it sticks. I like to make content that I feel like I'm attached to. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is for me. There's nothing wrong with showing that the girls is raising the baby and all of that shit right there. But to like shove it in as a narrative is like extra fucking corny. And your video game already showed you that it was not a good idea. So it is what it is. So yeah, let me see what y'all were saying. While I say I know y'all probably was, some people would probably disagree, and I don't mind that at all. And this is you know what, we've been rocking for an hour and 10 minutes. This is a celebration anniversary. After I get done talking about these shows, I'm gonna open up the line. So if anybody wants to talk, give me some feedback, give me some pushback. I don't mind at all. Let me see. Let me see what y'all were saying. Yeah, I'm gonna be a dad was like, yo, come on. Like, first of all, you're not gonna be a dad. You're gonna be this girl's girlfriend who has a kid. That's what you're gonna be. Then, second of all, even like that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's like that happens in reality, right? So okay, that's fine. But it just made her look so fucking childish at a time. This is the apocalypse. This girl never knew what the world looked like before the cordyceps. So she was born in the apocalypse. Her life started with the cordyceps. Like, is she that? I don't think that she would grow up to be a 19-year-old girl who would be so romanticizing something in that way. You know what I mean? It just looks like at this point they just got Jesse is just a sperm donor at this point. Somebody said she's gonna be a dad. Yo, that was crazy that she said that. That was wild. I was like, yo, come on. Oh, I think Severance handled that well compared to other shows. You know what? Severance had a great project, right? They filmed a great project. Then they took pieces of that project and created dope promotional material by way of teasers and trailers. They had great supplemental parts of their project with the Lexington letter, Ricken's book. Everybody needs to fucking study Severance at this point. They need to study Severance and they need to study Sinners. And stop trying to use outrageous tactics to blow your shit up because it's corny. And people have caught on to it and nobody's here for that shit. What did Groucho Grouch say? I wonder if she's going to get bit when she gives birth and her baby will be immune. That would be crazy. That would be something. Oh, we got more Miss Reels tea coming. My baby got her new glasses today, looking all fly with the new glasses and shit on. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Ooh, this is hot. Yes, this is hot. Okay. Hey, Lord Corey said, cook, chef. Yeah, they knew it was going to happen when it happened with the second game. Yeah, they absolutely knew it was going to happen. I don't know why they did it. And they should have really changed some things. They should have changed the approach. The story is fine. The two girls raising a baby, that happens in real life, y'all. I mean, shit, it happens in real life. That's not the agenda. The agenda is like trying to push it heavy, like what they're doing. Like, give somebody else some more screen time if y'all gonna do that shit. Like, make this shit. Y'all need to go back to if y'all got some shit on the editing floor with some more Jeffrey Wright in there, throw some of that shit in there. Because we need a new anchor at this point. Because there's no star of the show right now. Ellie just looks like another character running around shooting at people and shit. The takedown of the dude and the one dude, like, all right, so people thought about her when she was training the guy in the first episode and how big he was and how little she was. He could have just literally stood up and and that's true. But the takedown in that last episode where she had jumped on dude's neck with the lucha libre techniques and stabbed him in the neck, that was about accurate right there. That I didn't have a problem with that. I said, see, okay, this all right. That looked okay because she was about to have a problem with dude, but then she pulled out the trusty switchblade and got busy. So I gave her that. Like, see, that's what I'm talking about. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of this character development because, like, the first season, she walked around telling jokes the whole fucking time, and now she's talking about I'm gonna be a daddy. I mean, what the fuck? Anyway, let's see what else y'all got to say. I have some complaints about how Disney could have gave Coogler a better visual effect job for the final battle scene. You could tell they were convinced that Black Panther was gonna sell. Yo, I agree with that to a certain extent. You know, I do agree with you about the battle scene. They really did slide him on that. But he did Coogler did his thing with Black Panther. And I think by the time that yeah, all right, so let's give a little history. Black Panther was the first movie that the public generally requested from Marvel. Like it was actually like the one that they wanted to see before we seen any X-Men movies. I think even before the Blade movie, the Black Panther movie was the movie that people wanted to see. I don't know if it was before the Blade trilogy, but I do know one thing. If there wouldn't have been a Blade trilogy with Wesley Snipes, there wouldn't have been no X-Men, there wouldn't have been no Avengers, Iron Man. None of them movies wouldn't even existed. Okay. Blade is what made the money for Marvel Studios to get up in there and start doing some business and start making some things happen. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys know better than me, let me know. But I'm just remembering from the 90s. What I remember is that everybody wanted to see the Black Panther movie. That's what I remember. The Black Panther movie took 20 something years to come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? And it landed in Coogler's hands, which is perfect. It was perfect. I'm glad it happened when it happened. You know what I'm saying? I know that the Black Panther was what they wanted first. Because Black Panther had an animated well, it wasn't fully animated, but it was like an animatic. They had like a 2D animatic on BET, and it did pretty well. It got big numbers, and I know that sparked up even more interest for a Black Panther film. So, I mean, I guess everything happens when it's supposed to, right? Like everything definitely happens when it's supposed to. I'm glad that they didn't do it beforehand, and Coogler got to do it. You know, Black Panther 2 was fire as well. I didn't like it as much as part 1 though. I thought it was kind of corny. Me personally, the sister as the Black Panther just looked crazy to me. Just not because she was a woman, but I'm just saying, like she was like super thin, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was cool. I liked it. But it was, man, even Angela Bassett has more of an athletic build. You know what I'm saying? She could have been the Black Panther, goddamn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Throw Auntie up in there. You know what I'm saying? But no, it was good though. It was really good. I like that film as well. Like, it didn't harm anything. It didn't harm the image, and it stayed true to the comic as well. You know what I mean? Somebody, Ayla, of course, said, "Fucking tell him." So many shows are getting canceled before the 3rd season, so no royalties for the main cast. Oh wow, that's a very good. Ephemeral Soup said, Bert and Irv romance was just that, romance. It had no intentionality. There was no political statement being made. The Last of Us, exactly. See, that's a perfect example. You took the King of New York and Carmine Falcone and made two beloved actors from back in the day. Like, you took Christopher Walken and John Turturro, and nobody complained that they were gay. Why? Because gay people are real and it happens in reality, and nobody gave a shit. The story was actually good. I think making them gay was actually good for the storyline, because it shows that if a person is gay and then they get severed, then their innie was gay. I that's how I looked at that, right? What would have been crazy as hell if Bert would have been sitting at the table with Irv, and Irv would have been like, well, wait a minute, I'm not gay. That shit would have been crazy as hell. That would have had us in tears. I would have been rolling. I would have been like, holy shit. Well, I would have been like, but your innie is, my dude. You know what I'm saying? But no, like, we're gonna talk about Severance too. And Ephemeral Soup, thank you for bringing that up, because that's something that I definitely want to talk about is Bert and Irv. Please, Severance, don't fuck that up. Y'all got to bring Bert and Irv back. We got to see that has to be more resolved than what it is. But, you know, I'm going to talk about that. Rage bait. Exactly. That's what it's called. So true, real. Appreciate the realness. Yeah. You know, it is what it is. Not showing the outrage doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Right. I agree with that as well. I agree with that. Mia Moore drops the super chat. She said, happy anniversary. Thank you so much for your generosity, sis. Yes, indeed. I appreciate it. Ephemeral Soup said, sure, but it seemed like an afterthought, like they're capitalizing on the trauma of the LGBT experience. Yo, and that was corny. That's corny. That's corny. I know if I was LGBT, I wouldn't want you to do that for me, because we out here. If you stand in firm in what you are and what you rock with, that's what you do. I don't have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Don't come out here acting like I need help to represent. Like, come on, yo. I'm gonna just be real. When I watched Batman and Superman and all that shit growing up, motherfuckers didn't have to look like me. I thought I wanted to be them, not because of their skin color. I wanted to be them because they were the good guy, the good character. I associated myself with the good character, that if I saw somebody getting mugged in the park, I would try to help them. If I saw as we all should, right? Like, we shouldn't just, New York City, that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just walk and mind your business while somebody's getting drugged and robbed or some shit. Like, when I watch shows, I didn't need the characters to look like me phenotypically in order to identify with them. I identified with their morals, the values of the character, and these things of that nature. That's what people do. It's not until people become adults that they need the damn character to look like them. That's crazy to me. Now, if you want characters to look like you, let's make up brand new characters like Ryan Coogler has done. I think the Sinners film is a great universe that he can dive into. He can dive into a whole entire universe. You know what I'm saying? He could at least do 3 of them. Some people say it should be a one-off. I think it's good either way. I think there's a good opportunity there. But I think if you want LGBT representation, Black representation, Spanish representation, let's make new characters. We don't have to race swap characters, because when they do that, they ain't doing shit. They don't give a shit. They're not doing that because they care about Black people, yo. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it for the outrage marketing. And Black people fall for that shit every fucking time. Like, for real? It's just like every 4 years. Let me stop. Just let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I said enough. That's why I didn't even want to talk about The Last of Us. You don't see The Last of Us nowhere on this thing here. It's just not there. I wasn't even going to talk about it because I didn't really have too much nice to say about it. I think that outrage marketing is corny. And I think that HBO used to hold a certain standard. HBO is the GOAT, right? HBO is top tier. I think Apple is the only network that's actually trying to match the HBO level they dump a lot of money into their project. You know what I'm saying? But HBO is top tier, and it's like, I don't know. I think it's kind of corny how the wheels turn over there. I don't know who's making the decision. Is it like we're gonna just throw money down the drain? And I heard that Last of Us has already been greenlit for season 3, and I'm like, y'all just don't know when to quit, do you? Y'all don't give a fuck about the money. It seems like something else is going on. Maybe it's to cause problems between us, because these kinds of topics actually inflame a lot of arguments and stuff. Maybe they want us to argue and fight. Maybe that's the actual overall end game, to get the people fighting, because that's what's happening. Like, that's what's really happening. Hold up, hold up. Code switching. What's that? Yo, okay, yeah. Your Sinners review made me sub. Yo, thank you very much and welcome. Welcome. What? Hold on, wait. What? Code switching indeed. Code switching, subtle cooning. Imagine using cooning to describe somebody. It's crazy to me. It's like, yo, I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been called a nigger on my own live stream before. Like this dude from Germany named Dieter called me a nigger. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. And I thought that was crazy. It didn't bother me. I'm not triggered by any words that you could call me. You know what I'm saying? Like no words that trigger me. I'm not a dog where you could be like heel and I'm gonna sit there and sit my ass down. You know what I'm saying? Like keeping us divided keeps us ignorant. Absolutely. You know why? Because the human experience is to learn from one another and we're all different. We have different cultures, but we're all humans, right? That's why we can have babies with one another. If you if we were different species, if like blacks and whites and all these different cultures were different species, it wouldn't be possible to reproduce. It could be possible to reproduce, but then the children wouldn't be able to reproduce. But as I see, we're all humans because we can reproduce one another infinitely, right? And so the cultures are different and they're to be learned from. I think we are to learn from each other. I think that's what the human experience is. When you're born by yourself. You come through that Vesica Pisces by yourself, but you come into a world with billions of people with rules that are already set. You know what I'm saying? Rules that are already set in motion. And when you come into this world, you come into these set of rules in motion that's already there. Some exceptional people change some of those rules. And then you have groups of people that change those rules as a collective. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it. Separation keeps us divided and powerless. Yes. They want us to. Yeah, that happened. No, I didn't block him. Why would I block him? Oh no, I saw that. I see that. I read that. I caught that. Nah, pardon me. I was having a live stream and I had two brothers on the live stream with me, Taryn Matheru and Tony Teflon. They were both on the live stream with me. And the dude said, "You are the three best niggas I know." And he said it in the comments. And I told him, I was like, yo, I get it, bro. Like, you from Germany or wherever the fuck you from, and you probably don't understand the nuance of what you saying and shit like that. And this motherfucker was like, well, y'all were talking about niggas. So I, and I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, this motherfucker is ignorant. You know what I'm saying? So the conversation ended. Cause like, it is what it is. It's the internet, in real life, you might get the bullshit slapped about you quick. But on the internet, I mean, people say what they say, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite media? I don't know what you mean by what's my favorite media. Let's talk about Severance. Oh, we're going to get to it. We about to get to it. You got to learn to play the games. We're born into rules. That's right. We're born into rules. Not exactly by yourself. I mean, you've got your any. Groucho is here talking that shit. Acting as something you aren't. You aren't switching up code. You're not being true to you. Okay. That's code switching. Okay. Like, I didn't know what the context of what y'all was saying that in, but I caught it. I read it back. Y'all ever heard of the story of the 4 monkeys? There was I don't know if this experiment actually happened, but there's an experiment with 4 monkeys where 4 monkeys are put in a cage, and in the middle of the cage there's a a ladder, and at the top of the ladder there's a bowl of bananas. And one of the monkeys went up the ladder to get the bananas. And they sprayed all the other three monkeys with ice water. Every time somebody run up the ladder, the other three monkeys in the bottom get sprayed with ice water. So what they did was they removed one of the monkeys. You know what I'm saying? And then they eliminated the ice water. So they removed one monkey and they put a brand new monkey inside the cage. And so that brand new monkey's in there. And of course, he sees the bananas at the top of the ladder. He goes up there. And the other three monkeys, no more ice waters there, but they beat his ass. He tries to go up that ladder and they beat the shit out of him. Boom. They take another one of the older monkeys out and they put another new monkey in there. And the new monkey goes up the ladder and the other three monkeys beat his ass, including the first new monkey. Now, if you were to be able to ask this monkey, why did he join in on the ass whooping? He'd say, I don't know. It's just because that's what we do here. Those are the rules here. So even though he's never experienced the ice water, he came into this cage and the rules were when a monkey goes up that cage, we beat his ass. So the third monkey is replaced. The fourth monkey is replaced. You have four brand new monkeys that have never experienced the ice water. But then when any of them goes up that ladder, they beat his ass. Now, they've not experienced the ice water at all, and they've never experienced the ice water. However, they're following a set of rules that was set before they were even in or born into that cage. And that's kind of like how it is for all humans. Like, you're born into this world and there's these rules that are already set. And there's these words and all these things that are already set. And when you get here, you're a part of it. Like, you're like a new monkey pretty much. And you don't know why they're doing it, but you just do it because that's just what everybody does. Right. And so that's how I look at a lot of these things. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let's go in the comments. Let me see. Fool Pyramid said, I just found out an interesting fact. In some of Severance songs they are dropped on YouTube has a lot of short reel tape player with a lumen reel designed by a man named Dieter Rams. Oh, that's crazy. Your code is being programmed. Yeah, all of these codes and these things, you know, these things are pretty much programs that existed before you got here. And so when we find a lot of these things, like, that's why children ask a lot of questions that make you think. Like, children ask some of the realest shit because they get here, and once they're able to talk and communicate, they see like, yeah, these adults kind of do some strange things. So they ask questions. And a lot of times the answers are not satisfactory. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes down to things like religion and all of these things. We follow these things just kind of like because that's what we're taught to do. Like, for me, that's what made me an inquisitive person. I just looked at things like, man, you know, you're kind of just doing this shit because that's kind of what you were taught to do. I'm going to learn new things and a different way to approach life. And so here we are today. You know what I'm saying? Yo, so here we are with the Severance. Okay, so Severance, I started off by saying about the Irv and Bert situation. The Irv and Bert situation is something that they definitely need to resolve. I don't think it was resolved. I'm not happy with Irv getting on a train with Radar and just riding off into the sunset. I want to know why Radar was acting so strange with Bert. I believe that Bert did some type of canine hypnosis on the dog. And I believe that those cards in OND have something to do with techniques and things like that, training techniques. We also seen her doing that. We seen what her explanation for the card was about ego death and things of that nature. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. Somebody just sent me a super chat via Cash App. Much appreciated. Okay, I got you. That I don't know why that always happens, and they say don't say who it was or whatever. But yo, I appreciate that. Appreciate you for your generosity. And yes, I will call you when we're done. Somebody sent me a super chat, said call me. It's, yo, it's crazy, right? Yo, but so Severance, I think that Severance definitely is going to shock the world with season 3. I think they're going to go into more about Kier and all of that. I don't think they're gonna go. I think they're. I don't think they're gonna go the route of what they did for season 2. Season 2, they got right into where they left off. I think they'll get into where they left off, but I think that we're gonna start getting more flashbacks. Their flashback episode 7, Chikai Bardo, was actually one of the best episodes, and it was a flashback episode. And I think they're gonna dive into that more. I'd actually like to see Mark Geller play Kier. I'd like to see Kier at some point in his life. You know what I mean? I know Mark Geller's an older gentleman. They can't go like super young with him. They could probably do it. They could probably pull it off. I don't know. But I would love to see Mark Geller actually come in and play Kier. I like the fact that they had been using him on the set, and he'd been there on the set with them. So I thought that that was pretty dope. He'd been there while they were filming. And I always wonder, why would they have him there if they just use his likeness for a dead person on the show? But I mean, they had him there for a reason. Hopefully they were shooting little scenes that could be added in. You know what I mean? I would love to see Kier in action. You know what I mean? I have always thought about him being a snake oil salesman. And funny enough, in an interview, he literally said that that is how Mark Geller, the character that they use his likeness, actually said that that's how he views Kier. And his statement actually sounded like he watched my video about it. And that would be amazing if that's the case. But I always looked at him like a snake oil salesman. Even before season 2 got started, that's how I viewed Kier. Because my grandmother used to tell me a lot about that period and about why, a lot of the root workers, witch doctors, or whatever they were called at that time. My grandma was an herbal healer. My grandma said she was a healer. My grandmother read the Bible. She practiced herbal healing, and a lot of people looked at that as hoodoo. You know what I'm saying? Her mother straight up called it hoodoo. You know what I mean? Her mother was also a healer. And I thought that it was really dope. That actually ended up making it into my Sinners content because they had things from that time period like Upjohn. You know what I mean? So that made it into my Sinners content. What I thought, if y'all go look at my third video about Sinners, I actually talk about how Ben Stiller actually stood up for Sinners. I called it Vanity Fair. I thought it was Vanity Fair when I made it, but it was actually Variety. But Variety made a derogatory post about the movie Sinners. And they said that, pretty much it was failing, but it wasn't failing. And Ben Stiller called him out like, why would y'all say this about this film when this film actually made half the money back on its first weekend? So, you know what I mean? And then it made a profit on the second week. So why would you say this about this? So I thought it was interesting that he stood up and actually went viral for doing so. Let me look and see. Let me look and see what y'all talking about. A carnival flashback. I would love that. We know that he was into the carnival, the carnival. He had a carnival. And we actually seen him dressed up like a clown, like on the ticket in Cobell's. Now, I don't think that was him there. I think it was just something that they named after him. And Cobell was not alive during the time of Kier, so I'm sure that wasn't actually him there. You know what I mean? But they had the carnival. So it seems, if you don't know, like carnivals are Masonic in nature, and they also are very intertwined with the snake oil salesman, because carnivals were the home of medicine shows where our pharmaceutical companies that we know today, like Bayer, Pfizer, Upjohn, all these different companies, pharmaceutical companies, they started off in the carnivals, in the medicine show, and by these guys that used to put drugs inside of stuff. Coca-Cola even used to have cocaine in it. They used to put cocaine in medicine. They used to put ether, opium, all kinds of shit. And at the same time, they were demonizing root workers and herbal healers and midwives, people that were capable of giving birth to their children at home. And they would demonize these people, and they would take their money and lobby that money with politicians to set laws that herbal healers were not able to practice under. And while they were actually stealing some of the style and flair from these natural herbal healers. And that is like something that my grandma has always told me. And so I noticed it within the Severance, and then to see it surface in the Sinners movie, and then to have the director of Severance take up for the Sinners movie was crazy to me. Like, I was like, yo, what is going on here? So if you watch my content and you've seen that movie and you watch my Severance content, go check that out. At this time, I am going to go ahead and throw the link out there for the last 20 minutes of the show tonight. So if anybody wants to come up and congratulate your boy or whatever, talk about what we've talked about, I want to talk. If we get into a good conversation, we will go ahead and push this thing farther. While we're at it, let me go ahead and see something here. You know what we got there. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. All right, so we're here. It popped up. I was trying to see if the link popped up. Sometimes in StreamYard, like if somebody posts one of my emojis or something like that, it doesn't show up. And sometimes when I chat from here, it doesn't show up as well. Let me see. Groucho Grouse said, I heard they're changing back to HBO Max. They ought to change back to home box office. Yo, you showing your age. I remember home box office. I remember HBO. I remember HBO and Cinemax being two different rivals. I remember HBO and Cinemax being actual rivals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who remembers those days? Let me see. Igyuka says, you got to learn to play the game. We're born into rules. Okay. I went back a little bit too far. Okay. Let's see. Where's our friend the Muppet Theorist? Oh, you talking about Rick Rock? Yeah, Rick Rock. He's been keeping in touch with me. We've been keeping in touch on IG. Yeah, Rick Rock. I'm gonna come out. That's one of my videos. I didn't want to say too much, but that's one of my videos is going to be about the Muppet Theory. My Muppet Theory is a lot different from Rick Rock's though. And I'm not just talking about one show. I'm talking about the Muppets are in every show. The Muppets are even in The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? Ellie is Fozzie Bear. Ellie is Fozzie Bear. Okay. Joel was Oscar the Grouch. Even somebody said something about him grouching. Even when Joel was talking to the therapist, she said, what you gonna do? Just grouch around all the time? Like the word grouch has been thrown at him a lot. Hold on. Wait a second. I think I have some information here. The word grouch thrown around a lot. There's even oh yeah. What is this? Okay, ephemeral soup. Hold on, I'm gonna bring you up. I see you there. Let me present something real quick. Okay, so there's another Muppet connection right there. You know what I'm saying? The Last of Us. I think Ellie is Fozzie Bear because she's always making the jokes. And then she also discovered that bear by the stock market, right? I think that there are more. Also, I was watching another show. What was the show called? Oh man, what was that show called? Uh, The Bondsman. The Bondsman with Kevin Bacon. That's fire. Y'all got to go watch that. And in that show, hold on, let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah, I can pull this one up. In that show, this is one of the characters in the show, and he pulls up in this van right here, right? And he when he pulls up in this van is the same make and model as the Electric Mayhem band. The Electric Mayhem band is Dr. Teeth's band from the Muppets. Okay. But it doesn't stop there. For whatever reason, they focus on this. And this is on his license plate. Now, this is from a total different show, right? And the Muppets show up in every single television show. Okay. Now, y'all might think I'm like gassing up with this a little bit, but I'm just giving you a little taste of my Muppet Theory video. And what I think that they're actually doing, right, is the Muppets are how they gauge who's going to get an Oscar award. And that's why we see Muppets on a lot of different TV shows, right? I can even show you something else from an interview. Just to let you see that Real Enigmas and Theories has been over here cooking. I haven't just been, taking a break. I have been over here cooking because you got to see this. Let's see. Where are you? Ah, here it is. I found
I've always thought, and this is just me.
Okay, let's see. All right. Let's see if I can share this. Ephemeral Soup, I'm coming right at you, sis. I appreciate your patience. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
I've always thought, and this is just me. I've always thought.
Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
That every primetime show would be better with a Muppet.
Yes.
Just one Muppet. Nobody addresses the fact that it's a Muppet. It's assumed to be a normal character like every other character on the show. But one of the characters is a Muppet. It could be Fozzie Bear. It could be Kermit. It could be Miss Gonzo.
Yes.
Just
Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah. That would be.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait.
Notice when she says Oscar the Grouch, he says that would be me, right? But I'm going to run this back just so you could catch what he's saying, okay? And catch what I'm saying, right? I'm saying that my boy Rick Rock noticed the Muppet connection. He's the one who noticed it. He noticed the Muppet connection in Severance. And that sent me on a rabbit hole pretty much because I started watching other shows and noticing Muppet connections in those shows as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna run this back. It's in every show. I just want to say that. And I clipped this interview up quite a bit, so get to the important parts. Enjoy. I see you guys in there as well. I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna bring you guys right up.
Always thought, and this is just me. I've always thought that every primetime show would be better with a Muppet.
Yes.
Just one Muppet. Nobody addresses the fact that it's a Muppet. It's assumed to be a normal character like every other character on the show.
Listen to what he just said right there. He said, it's a Muppet. Nobody assumes it's a Muppet. Everybody assumes that it's just a normal character on the show, right? So that means that he's saying that there should be a Muppet encoded esoterically on every show. So let's go ahead and finish.
One of the characters is Muppet. It could be Fozzie Bear. It could be Miss Gonzo.
Yeah.
Just,
After the grab.
that would be.
Yeah.
He said that would be him because he knows that Oscar is who gets the Oscar, right? And so I'm saying that Joel is Oscar the Grouch. We'll see if he gets an award. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh my God! Wait a second. What if this is like a live action adaptation? And I'm Oscar. And who's who? And then you can just start like, who's Scooter?
That's Kenny. That's Scooter, for sure.
Who's Scooter?
Kenny.
Kenny Scooter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Boyd is Kermit.
Boyd is Kermit. Yes, he's trying to run the show. Nobody will give him a break. Just follow the rules, but you guys are all a bunch of muppets. Yeah.
Victor's Fozzie. Oh God, we got our own ensemble.
Everybody's stuck on the Muppets, man.
I think we cracked the show. I think this is it. I think we solved the biggest bit of it.
Danny Wells says Jim is Bert.
Yes.
Then who's Ernie?
Uh,
I don't know.
probably Tabitha.
Okay. Here we are. I'll just let that sink in with you guys while I bring up my two wonderful guests. We got Ephemeral Soup. Thank you for joining, sis. And thank you as well. Joy, how you doing?
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, we got my brother HD in the building, highly dedicated. What's going on, family? How you?
I'm all right, brother. I'm all right.
I got my dentures in.
All
Love,
right
bro.
now.
No.
You got them dentures in, huh?
That
Yeah,
was
put them
funny.
in just for you guys.
I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna call Dr. Peabody to see if he could hook you up with a new set for the smile wall.
He took mine long ago.
Yes, indeed. So what's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all be? How y'all do?
So glad to be on.
Right? I'm so glad there's a wellness session and you have so much to celebrate. 35K subscribers, 2-year anniversary, baby on the way, million+ views video. Like, hell yeah, you're killing it.
Going
Yo.
to Newfoundland.
For sure.
Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. Like I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm appreciative of all the vibes and all the love. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Both of y'all got your cams on. What's up, y'all? How
Cammed
y'all?
up, baby. Cammed up.
I
My
had to
brother's
prove
in
that I
the
put my
building.
dentures in. No big deal.
No big deal. Oh, they look wonderful. You look wonderful.
Thank you.
Look happy. You have such a wonderful smile.
Thanks.
Yes.
Y'all can stock photo me. I just took my braids out last night. I look crazy.
Hey, it's all good. You know, I'm the real Enigma. So we over here, you know.
Yeah, man.
My brother
can
highly
only
dedicated.
imagine.
My brother highly dedicated. We linked up in LA. We had a great time at Paley Fest. You know what
Facts.
I'm saying? And
Facts.
afterwards, we had some great conversation and building afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I met up with Adam over there as well. We had a good time, y'all.
Yeah,
We had
shout
a
out
real
to
good
Adam.
time.
Adam pulled up.
Yes, he did. We got A Lord Corey in the building. What's going on, fam?
Yo, what's up,
Hey,
fam? Oh my
Lord.
God, yo, what's up, kids? What's up? You look nice tonight.
Thanks.
Yo, congratulations on everything, bro.
I appreciate that. Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
we were
you.
missing you for sure.
I know, but I'm gonna be quiet, as quiet as the background, because
Oh,
I don't know
no,
if my
no.
reception will kick in or not.
Oh
You know,
man, as
poor
soon as you
poor
said
boy over here. But you guys
you
enjoy
talked
yourself.
up
I'll put in my 2 cents when I can.
you talked up the bad reception.
Right? You were crystal clear until you said, I hope the reception just started
Yeah.
cutting.
What happened?
Yes, indeed. So,
Ah,
what are your
just
thoughts?
luck.
What's your thoughts about like I gave like a brief overage of everything that I've covered over the past 2 years. What are your thoughts?
Hey, can we
Uh,
talk real quick about the rage bait and the lesbian storyline on The Last of Us? Because last season they did the gay story so well. Everybody
I
loved that
agree.
episode. It was
I
to me,
agree.
it was so beautiful. Thinking about it now, I got tears in my eyes.
It was
Where
so
did they go
tender and
so
natural and like and like a story about young love. It was so sweet and
Yeah,
innocent.
yeah, yeah. You can tell that this is forced. You know, and I'm not even watching it. I'm just watching snippets, and the snippets don't even feel legit. You know, it's hard to even watch.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
it's
not.
more forced.
Listen, I'm part of the queer diaspora myself. Okay, like it. I identify as as queer, and personally, it doesn't make any progress for the queer community to put it out there like they do. It's just
Yeah,
it's inconsequential to the story. Um and it further any progress as far as the acceptance of the queer community goes. I'm just saying, speaking from my biased personal experience.
No, I totally understand, and I agree with you 100%. I think it has the same effect when you use marginalized cultures as
Yeah,
well. Like it doesn't do any justice to black people to
it's
change their
not
character and do
representation is
it's
what
not
I'm saying.
actual representation. It's rage baiting, it's
Yeah,
rage marketing, and it's corny. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? If you really wanna do something good, like what was the one show that they had? It was an animated joint on Netflix, and it was just perfectly fine. I was perfectly okay with it. We talked about Severance and Bert and Irv. And I
yeah.
mean, I've been
That's the
watching them
perfect
guys since I
example.
was a little kid. Like I've been watching both John Turturro and him since I was little. And
Right.
for them to do that, it
Well,
didn't
that's
bother me
because
one bit.
they weren't using it to stir up controversy. It was just a part of the show. It was just another romance on the show, like Kelly
Mhm.
and Mark, like Gemma and Mark, like Rickon and Sister.
That's the difference between this love story and last season's love story. Last season's love story was pushing no agenda.
Yeah, it was just first love.
It was first love, and they were telling a beautiful story from beginning to end.
Yeah. Yep.
No political agenda.
Right. Now see, and the thing about it, a lot of people say that the episode didn't have anything to do with the series, and you could literally remove that episode and nothing changes in the story. And
Yeah.
all of those things are true. But it was like, okay, they did it the one episode, they let it go. It wasn't like they were trying to push the issue. They
yeah. It just kind of on.
they used it to elaborate. All right, so in the game, the character um none of that happens. They say that he says that he was my partner, but they didn't really say that he was gay with him. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, the guy had stole the truck from him. You know what I'm saying? In the game, but they turned it into a love story. So what they did was they pretty much adapted it from the game to a love story and kind of told what the actual partner meant, what he meant when he said that was my partner, right? So
Mm.
I'm like, yo, I had no problem with the episode. You know what I'm saying? You know, then you move on to the storyline and it was seamless. The first season was great, but it just seems like everything is forced with this season and it just,
If you want to
it
represent, then you put these characters in, and it's not a thing. It just is.
right, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like how they had the bigot dude
Yeah.
use the D
Punch.
word
Yeah.
in it. It was
Yeah.
what it was. they didn't make the whole situation about, they didn't use that as a time to point out all bigots in the world, right? It
Yeah,
showed this one
exactly.
bigot because bigots really exist, and they showed him, and
Yep.
then boom, and then he even spoke up for her at the town hall meeting later on, like, like, yeah, we need to go see and find Joel, like, and he said everything that Ellie really wanted to say, to be
Yep.
honest with you, right? And so that's how they did it. That's how they moved it forward. I thought that those aspects of it were great. Then you have the cinematography, you have the set, the world building. I mean, the way that they're bringing the video game to life in a live action form is amazing. Like to see
Yeah.
the buildings, and when they're on the horse walking, these are scenes directly from the game that look just like the game. Like, I thought it was amazing. I thought they did great with that, but the overall magnetism seems to be outraged,
Yeah.
especially when you have the show creators admitting that they put the actors through counseling to be able to handle the backlash.
I mean, I've been finding this season to be a little less exciting and less like have me on the edge of my seat, but I guess I'm spoiled because of Severance. Like Severance, Severance really um always has me questioning, on the edge of my seat, like confused and also
But I
Yeah,
think that's just how
titillated.
got,
Like,
it
got flat
it's just
satire in the
written,
back.
you know, like everything doesn't have to be like a cinematic grand thing, like running around and waiting for like this big thing to happen, and then we have a lull period. Like Severance was written so well that you could have a conversation between just three or less people, and it would be like at a boiling point.
yeah,
You just Yeah, here it's like and it's getting a little funky with the dialogue, between just even two people.
yeah,
That's what's kind of like disappointing, and then they fumble the bag with with this beautiful love story that could flourish into something that can be transposable onto people's lives. And now it's like so easy for like a little kid to like kind of pick it apart, via like snippets online. They're like, look
yeah.
at these like two idiots. They're just in the middle of a war zone, pretty much talking about, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm like, oh,
Chocolate Thunder pulled out the title that I was looking for that was on Netflix. Arcane. Yes.
Arcane.
Arcane, they did
I
it.
thought it was
They did it
Loudmouth.
very good in the first season, but I didn't see the second season yet. So I don't know. Like they said, they kind of rushed it and they kind of forced it there. But Arcane, yeah, Arcane. Oh, Music also said it. That's the one I was talking about on Netflix, where they did it really good. It was an animated joint. I loved how they did it. It was not the focal point of the entire show. It was. It seemed. It's bad when you got a animated joint that could pull it off better than a live action. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, animation doesn't get enough credit.
You know who doesn't get enough credit? I'm gonna say this one, and that's gonna be a little controversial. Will Smith, based on these two movies, The Pursuit of Happiness and I Am Legend. And there was a lot of like, you know, tension in between before we even have those like cinematic events in I Am Legend. But like how you build it up is like it reminds me so much of Severance. And Pursuit of Happiness is like one of those things where you should have used that as a model for Last of Us, where it's like or both movies where it's just two people trying to struggle to use their the sanity with each other to build some type of raft in this dead world. But
Yeah,
Yo,
it's
that's
just
yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
So much
common side
potential
effects
for
is another.
that hard world building.
Yeah, common side effects is another that did well with it. It's almost like you didn't even notice it in common side effects. It was just like common side effects is big slept on, yo. Like
Mhm.
y'all, common side effects is so underrated. Like it's ridiculous. Y'all gotta go see common side effects if you haven't seen common side effects.
Where is this streaming?
Where is common side? Common side effects is on Hulu.
Thank you.
Uh, Well,
Yeah.
I
I'm excited.
just canceled my Hulu because The Handmaid's Tale final season is really disappointing, and
Well,
um,
you might have to you might have the rest of the month. You can still rock out. Go check out that Common Side Effects.
Yeah, I
Flat.
heard they canceled common side effects.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Oh my, that's a huge mistake. That's a
it,
big mistake.
Hulu dropped some gems actually. Like they had this show a couple years ago, The Last Why or something like that. It was basically like an apocalyptic event happens and all the men in the world die except for
Yeah,
one.
yeah. That made people. That was kind of funny because but I want to say this before I say that. Yo, Flat Satire has joined us. What's going on, Flat Satire? What you watching? What you talking about?
Hey, Real. This is the first time on here. I just wanted to say congratulations to you on your anniversary and getting all these followers. And I just really have enjoyed your videos and all your theories and really getting into it. So I appreciate you.
Yo, and you appreciate it as well.
And I just want to mention, too, that every time I get on YouTube now and I see, I get those commercials, and every time I start seeing the commercials or the trailers for the new Mission Impossible, and I see Tremel Tillman on there, I get so excited. I just start screaming, "Do it, Seth! Yes, do it!" I'm so excited to see him in that.
Yeah, true.
God damn it, stop doing! Yes! Do it, Seth!
Yes.
Yeah.
Head hits the table.
Yo, that sissy slap is the truth. Like,
She is.
let me tell y'all something. On that episode, that was episode 8. On that episode, when I'm looking at the episode in my editing software, that is the loudest sound in the entire episode. That slap. Like, you can
Oh.
see the peak. Like, you can find that. It was easy for me to find the slap because it just peaks higher than everything in the entire episode. Like, right there, like the sound wave. It's one of the funniest things. She slapped the bullshit. That slap was harder. Yeah, that slap was harder than Boyd's slap. The Boyd slap was crazy.
Motherfucker. What'd I tell you, Frank?
It got late and I didn't.
You got kids? You nail the window shut. You nail the motherfucking window shut. Frank, right?
Ooh.
No, I can't. Don't.
I pulled him in like a bitch.
No.
Yo, so if you've never watched From, if you've never seen From, and you saw that right there, that slap had me hooked into the episode, into the season. That slap is what made me say, you know what? I'm watching the fuck out of this. Like,
That'll
like
do it.
this show, and then the scene, like when he takes him into the house and he tells him, like,
Yeah.
a man protects his family, Frank. And then he shows him his daughter and his wife mangled by the monsters in the bedroom. Like, and they did not spare us in that scene. They showed us what these monsters did to the family. And yo, that right there, that was the first episode. That's how you do a first episode. If you want, if that episode alone nailed them a season 2, I guarantee you.
Speaking of Will Smith.
Speaking of Will Smith.
Oh, well, just a slap heard around the world.
Oh, no.
That was so cringe. Oh, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Keep my wife's name out your goddamn mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good actor, but
he got
you know,
he got his scenes. He got his scenes, real life and otherwise.
I'm saying that's what Scientology gets you.
Yo, I'm gonna say this about Will Smith. Will Smith has the best rap song in rap history. Summertime.
Summertime is the jam.
Summertime. We're almost
Like
I'm
there.
over
We're almost
here.
like
there.
Like
any
what?
party, any
You-
barbecue,
What?
you drop that track on. Oh.
Let me tell you about
Cool
that
down
record.
for the
If
summertime.
Yeah,
I
like
get beat
that
up,
record. That record right there is is
that be
the only record, right, that digs deep into jazz history and then speaks about the experience of the summertime from the beginning to the end of the record.
I'm sorry, Joy.
I always thought that Rakim wrote that shit. It sounded like something Rakim wrote. I really wish I could find out the truth about that. I think I seen an interview where Will Smith addressed those so-called rumors, but it has Rakim's pen game all over it. Like,
Yeah.
but that's definitely one of my favorite songs. People can debate, but I think "Summertime" is the essence of hip hop. Hip hop is the only music that has as many words as it does per bar. I mean
Yeah,
uh
per
per
bar.
verse.
Per measure?
Per verse. Per verse. Because we get like 16 bar verses. And most music does like 8 bar verses, 4 bar hooks. And they'll do the hook twice. But in hip hop, we do 16 bar verses, typically. You know what I'm saying? Now songs have gotten a lot shorter, you know, due to the way that we consume music or most people consume music nowadays. But I think "Summertime" is the essence of hip hop music, and that's just my opinion.
I agree. I think Roundaway Girl, LL Cool J is up there too with it, but I give it to Summertime.
Nah, "Roundaway Girl" is definitely another one.
Tina got a
Um,
big old butt.
Another record that a lot of people kind of sleep on is "Renee" from the Lost Boys.
Yes. Yes.
That's probably one of the dopest hip hop records as well. And a one that is not a slept on record, but a lot of people sleep on it as far as hip hop is
Had a baby.
concerned. And his "Baby Got Back" by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh, please. Nobody sleeps on that. That's one of the greatest songs of all time.
Right?
Yeah, it's not a slept on record, but they sleep on it as far as hip hop is concerned.
And hip
I
hop is
like
slept on.
Yeah,
that
it's
golden
slept on in
era,
hip hop.
that golden era
But it talks
sound.
about the experience of what he's talking about from the entire song. That right there is what a hip hop record has to do, in my opinion. A lot of the records as of late have lost that flair, like where they actually speak about the thing or the story. They tell the story. Another song is "I Used to Love Her" by Common.
Oh my God. Such a good one.
You know what I'm saying? That's another good record.
Come
That
Closer.
which one?
Come Closer. The Common song.
Oh yeah, that's another one. That's a
That
fire one.
song,
Hey, hey,
yeah.
hey. Can't touch this.
Oh yeah, you can't sleep on
Yeah,
"Can't Touch
yeah.
This." "Can't Touch This" is definitely "Can't Touch This" was almost genre bending.
Yeah,
You
it
know what
Yeah.
I'm
was.
saying? MC Hammer was that first dude that you really looked at him as a pop artist, and I think it is not even because of the genre, but it's just because of how popular he actually got. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't deny him
Yeah.
a
Yeah, that's
title
right.
like that.
It was pretty funky.
Exactly.
You know, and he's the first person to go diamond. He's the first
Right.
he's the first
Right.
rap artist to go diamond. The second rap artist to go diamond is Eminem. So look at the time difference in between those two
Right.
artists. Like, man, like nobody could go diamond. Like nobody even thought it was going to happen again. Like Hammer, he broke that ceiling.
Coolio didn't go diamond, but he was right after that Hammer.
Oh yeah, the Gangsta's
Coolio.
Paradise record is
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like a classic.
Mm.
That's a hip hop record all the way out. Like,
Like you couldn't escape Gangster's Paradise if you wanted.
Exactly.
yes, and then them putting it in the movie Dangerous Minds, like get that that was like the perfect mixture that took that song through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It was
cause
just cultural saturation.
yes, yes,
And
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 and the
then what's
time
his
period.
name like
Exactly.
did a parody of it.
Weird Al.
Weird Al, and then Coolio sued Weird Al
He
because
didn't
he didn't.
apparently. Apparently they worked it out. My brother is really, really into Weird Al, and he was telling me that apparently they what's his face the record company sued Weird Al, and that Coolio was cool with it.
But all it did was bring more publicity to each of their songs.
Yes, yes. I think
So
that's
yeah, they
why
did
in the
work it
end
out
it
in the
wasn't
end.
a thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think Amish Paradise isn't the funniest, but it was a pretty funny parody. Uh,
Each time that I think of Gangsta's Paradise, each time I think of Gangsta's Paradise, I think of Amish Paradise. That's just me. It's how my brain works.
Yo, we gonna hit the chat real quick. Check this out. We got Petty Gibbs said Nas is the best rap song ever. That's fire. I can respect that. Fool Pyramid said Curtis blow the brakes. I could fuck with that. I could rock with that. Okay, Ebony says again, I'm gonna have to disagree. Summertime? Nah, man. Ebony, well, give me one. Tell me one that you think is one of the greatest records. I think Will Smith holds the title with Summertime. Like it's just like I don't know. The record has never lost it's never died out. It's still here. Like it when you play it right now, for someone heard it the first time, it has the same effect that it had in the 90s. Like and a lot of records have that effect. Like a lot of records have that effect. I love those videos where the 22-year-old is listening to 90s hip hop music. Have you ever seen those videos?
Yeah, I love those videos.
I love those videos
Me
because
too.
They hear songs for the first time from
I
whatever
love looking
from
at
whatever
those. It's so funny.
because
and
it's
I
like it
love it
makes you relive where you were the first time
exactly.
you heard that massive hit.
Exactly. Okay, okay. Yo, we should
Yeah.
have got a summertime rock and remix. That would have been crazy, bro. Like,
They would have gave it away though.
oh yeah, that would have definitely the shit was fire too. Yo, Hammer was on a run. Like those that Hammer was definitely on a mean run. Like he even that song you gotta pray, that was crazy
You
too.
gotta pray.
Yo,
Oh, and you know why too? He got so big that he did that song for the Adams Family song.
oh yes, he did. They do what they want to do, say what they want to
It
say,
was
live how they
yeah.
want to live, play how they want to play. Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
was a good one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Cause
and
it's like it's not we're just talking about great rap songs. We're talking about songs that saturated the culture. Whether you were black, white, Mexican, Latino, you knew this hip hop song.
right. I love the videos where they show like older parents, like parents in their
Yeah, we
60s
need
and 70s, the hip hop music.
to be on late night CNN with
I seen this
this.
video where this one dude let his father hear Dear Mama from Tupac. And like the old head started crying and
Oh,
everything. It brought his dad to Dear Mama brought his dad to tears. So yeah, you know what? We can't forget about Pac. Dear Mama is definitely one of the best rap songs ever. Like from the
y'all
beat choice,
remember
the
y'all
samples,
remember
every
Brenda Had a Baby?
oh yeah, I know that by heart. I know the whole record.
Oh my god,
Like,
bro.
like I brought up the song, the Adams Family song, Joy. I brought that up in a conversation about I don't like the term mumble rap. Like people look at Future's cadence and the Migos cadence or Takeoff's cadence as mumble rap. But I was like, nah, MC Hammer was the first person with that cadence. And I brought up that song. I was like, they do what they want to do, say what they want to say, live how they want to live, play how they want to play.
Right.
Nah,
It's the same cadence. Like,
Like
you know what I'm saying? And then you could talk
yeah,
about
like
like
he's the
Twister.
precursor, like the forefather. But I
yeah,
call
Bone
that stuff
Thugs, Twister,
rap,
Do
you
or
know.
Die, all of them.
Yeah. Fool Schnickens.
Yeah.
Who else? Crucial Conflict.
Crucial Conflict. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What was the one dudes they had that song "Here We Is" by
Yeah. The when the Dirty Boys know we gonna hit the flow, hit the
Flow,
flow.
Flow, yeah. What was their name? Them dudes was fire. What what
Yeah.
what y'all know about that? What you know about that on the West Coast, bro? What's going on?
I told you, bro. I'm the essence of hip hop, bro. How you think I do this?
Yo, that's facts. That's facts. Bill Chill said Dawes effects. Bum stickety bum hunt. I got the bump. We
Yeah,
got a P5, 4 fiddly dumb. Here I come, so Peter Piper. Hyper than Pinocchio's nose, because I'm a super
those. Yeah, I was
yo,
with
that's
Onyx. I was with Onyx last 2 weeks ago. I called you, real.
oh wow. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, Onyx, Onyx is who MOP tried to be like.
Thank you, thank you.
Onyx is who, and a lot of people ain't gonna like this. I'm gonna tell you a story after I say this. Takashi 69.
Here we go.
That's mean. That's mean.
Takashi 69. Takashi 69 was Onyx all day
Yeah,
long. Listen to the voice, the raspiness, the hyper music, like the whole
yeah,
shit.
yeah. You
They,
right.
they pretty much all right. So here's my Takashi 69 story.
I have one too.
I definitely want to hear it. Check this out. I first heard Takashi 69. I was sitting at somebody's home gym. I was at my homie's home gym, and we was sitting there talking, smoking, chilling. You know what I'm saying? And he had the music playing, and it was Takashi 69. And and I was like, "Yo, this kid is fresh. He's dope." So mind you, I did not see what he looked like at all.
Right, right.
So I didn't see the rainbow hair.
Mm.
I didn't see. I just heard the gang affiliation in the song. I didn't see any of it. And I was like, yo, this kid is dope. He's the embodiment of something fresh. He doesn't sound like anybody out here that is current. He's pulling from Onyx, he's pulling from MOP, he's New York.
Mm-hmm.
This kid is gonna go places. This kid's music is undeniable, right? So that was my professional opinion.
Right.
My personal opinion was, would I listen to it and am I
Yeesh.
jacking that shit in my whip? Nope, I ain't fucking with it. But my professional opinion was what it was, and we went to see what his music did do for him, right? Okay, so then I seen Takashi 69 and the whole rainbow hair and him beefing with everybody, right? And I immediately said, this kid is going to be the next big thing. The reason why is because he strategically has worn rainbow hair. Now, mind you, he didn't start one beef with anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wore the rainbow hair on purpose so people could say shit about him and then he could troll back. And so when because his defense would be, I didn't say nothing to this nigga. This nigga said something to me.
And the
Like
West
that.
Coast fell for it like idiots.
And they fell for it. Everyone fell for it. The West Coast, Jay Prince and them, like everybody fell for what his marketing scheme was. It was dope, right? I thought that it was a fire thing that what he did. But then here's the catch. When I put two and two together, that this kid was the kid that was making the music that sound like Onyx in them, I was like, yo, it's over. And
Mm-hmm.
and then like his whole situation with the snitching and all of that shit happened. I was like, damn, how could you fuck that up? Like, not only did he fuck it up, but his whole team fucked everything up. Like all of them, they all fucked that whole situation up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and now he got the stain of a
Mhm.
snitch on him, and
Like Fetty
it was
Wap.
just a matter of time before he fell off.
Right.
Can I tell you that I used to live in his neighborhood, and yeah, he used to work for a deli called Stay Fresh Deli, and I used to order from them all the time. And every time he would deliver on his bike, he would
He
refuse
was
to come
off.
upstairs. He had such an attitude, man. I did not like that kid when he was a person, and I did not like him when he became a rapper. That's my story.
Okay, okay. So he was just a dickhead. So
Yeah.
he was okay. So yeah, his marketing strategy was on point. He knew what he was gonna do from the door. Like what? Like the rainbow hair. Like what's going on, bro? You're
He
trying
he's
to
a shit starter.
right, and it kind of backfired. But I look at
Listen,
like
I mean,
the
I
team
love Kanye
situation.
West. At a
Like,
certain
why
point.
was he why, like, if you're making money out here legitimately through something that there are people out here that would give their life to live that's life,
Yep.
right?
Why would you give?
Why are you even involved in anything illegal?
Yep.
Like, it just made no sense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care who your team is. Like, they supposed to protect the bag, and he was the
Yeah.
bag.
Yep.
Like, I look at the team like, why y'all let this dude get involved in anything? Why y'all do anything? This dude told you to do something illegal. Don't do it. Like, y'all got to protect this nigga. Like, he's
Yep.
the bag, and that's how I looked at it. So,
That's
but
how I feel. That's how I feel about a lot of artists out there. It's like I liked Kanye West, you know, before he opened his mouth. You know.
I
Uh.
mean, his music and his political opinions and all of that, I don't care about none of that shit. Like, Kanye's a genius.
Yeah.
Kanye's fire with it. Like, his political opinions about, you know, but some of the shit that he's doing now, we could have the conversation about
People
the
need to
music.
protect.
We could have a conversation about his music, but now we could talk about what he's doing. Oh yeah, he's a dickhead. Like,
And
bringing
But
up,
he's not even like that in real life.
it's a
Like in real life, he's real cool. It ain't even about none of that political stuff. Like he just like us right now talking on the phone. That's how he is in the room. It ain't none of that.
that's too bad. It's too bad.
I
Yeah.
have a
The
I have
thing
a homie.
about mental illness is that no one can make you take your medication. If you are
Yeah.
not actively in danger of harming yourself or
Yeah.
harming somebody else, no one can do anything to
It's
you.
true, and it's a reason, though not an excuse. I say.
Oh yeah, I'm not excusing his behavior, mental illness
I
or
don't think
not. You're
Kanye's mentally
responsible
ill.
for your behavior.
Yeah,
But
I don't.
you know.
Yeah, I don't think Kanye's mentally ill. I think that he knows exactly what he's
Exactly.
doing, and he got people around him that know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and actually, Kanye is actually in danger. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
he's so deep into the fray that he's actually in danger.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and but the thing about it is, it's like,
Very
you
true.
know, if you're in danger in that setting, the most thing to do would be polar. The best thing to do probably at his stage or where he's at is to be polarizing.
I get.
Mm,
No.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, if I was his management and if I was working with him that close, I'd be like, bro, I some of the shit I would have been like, nah, let's not do that one. Let's do this or something. But polarizing is definitely the way to go when it comes to somebody like Kanye. Because you got to think about it. That's what the whole houseway thing was about.
Bro,
Mhm.
what are you talking about? He has lost every single
You,
sponsorship,
bro.
every single
Uh,
deal. No one is backing him. He's
yeah.
losing everything.
No,
This is
he's
Okay, what
not
is
not.
the
it?
way to go.
All right, so even if that's true, which is not, like, what does that have to do with what we just said about him having to be polarizing?
I don't think he has to be. I think I think he needs help.
Help to do what? I don't think he's mentally ill.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he's mentally ill. I know I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he is in full understanding of something that we all don't really have a true understanding of, and that is the world is a definite stage.
Mm.
Hmm.
You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? You don't get to billionaire status and be uh an actual public figure. Like, most billionaires, you don't even know their names. You know what I'm saying? So to be a billionaire and to have people know your name is a different thing that you're dealing with now. Like, because now companies that you're trying to start, things and moves that you're trying to make will be thwarted by these other billionaires that who you don't know who they are and who are pulling strings in the behind the scenes. So like I don't know. Like, I'm one to look at both sides and to see what is actually the common denominator, right? Um,
I
I don't
agree.
think I don't think oh yo, so the hip hop is still going on in the comment section, right? And we're talking about Kanye, right?
Yeah,
Um
what else they got?
all right,
Because we could
so
fall into a yay rabbit hole. Seriously, though.
yeah, we I was about to say
You
that
not lying, bro. You not
because we could
lying.
talk about a whole lot of
Pull us
things
out
like
before we sink, man.
let's look at Kanye's enemies.
Oh shit.
Let's look at people that position themselves as adversaries to Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or is he positioning himself as adversaries to them?
well, I mean, that's the thing about when you're famous, you see the moves that I make, but those other billionaire dudes who you don't even know their name, you didn't see the move that they made. You didn't see what they did. You didn't see their part. When you're a
Right.
when you're a billionaire, most likely most of the billionaires you don't even know who they are, right? But then when you're a billionaire who's well known, oh, that comes with a lot.
Yeah.
Because you don't even get to obtain that without them giving you a certain key to get through that door. A billionaire is not a money status. A billionaire is actually an actual club, a club of individuals.
I'm not sure what he thinks he's trying to accomplish though with
Yeah.
like his his line that he's on now, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
okay, so I don't know the actual end game either. However, I can say this: it's to be polarizing. That's what the goal is, but I don't know what the end game is.
Yeah.
And the shit that Ye said
Right.
is definitely like some of the shit is just off the charts, bro. Like why? And and I mean, at the very bare minimum, we can notice when it's being done, and it's at a time when someone else is getting attention. He has to get attention.
Yeah. I
You
don't
know what
like
I'm saying?
that.
Yo,
And it's in a
It's
negative way.
At
something
Pretty
it's
Gibbs in the comments said Kanye needs 3 days of sleep.
yeah.
Swear to God.
Oh,
Kanye needs 3 days of sleep is classic.
ooh, music said something real interesting. His blonde hair wore off. I so there was a blonde hair symbolism thing that happened not too long ago. It was several years back where every artist dyed their hair blonde. I don't know if y'all noticed it or not, but it was every artist. And
Yeah.
I noticed it because I'm in the studio with artists
Mm-hmm.
that are not even like super big. They got
Frank
decent
Ocean,
buzzes, you know.
Chris Brown.
Everybody,
Everybody.
Chris Brown, Frank Ocean, Kodak Black, Lil Durk, Young Thug, who else? Everybody dyed their hair blonde. Kanye, um, man, who else? It was a couple
21.
female rappers too. It was I don't know what it was, but it was
Trinidad
all
James came through
Those,
with it heavy.
it was
yeah.
all, and it was like everybody did it, and it was like within a week, and it was like did somebody push a button in the industry to make all these artists do that?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Did
Right.
somebody make a phone call and tell everybody's handlers to tell them to do so?
For
I
sure.
thought that was strange. Like because when I
Maybe a
saw
lot of
Kodak Black, Kodak Black is what really brought my attention to it because then I'm in the studio with an artist and then he got his hair dyed blonde and I was like, "Why you do it?" He said, "Cause Yak did it, all these other artists did it," and I was like, "Oh yeah, everybody is." And I was like noticing that this transition took place in about a week. What are your thoughts on that? What is the symbolism behind that? And music in the comments were you referring to that trend or did you notice that?
I just think things are
Hmm.
like follow the leader, and
yeah.
everybody wants to be on trend and no one wants to be passe.
Hey, Pretty Gibbs said Gemini's, and like I think that's a male. He on to something with that. I'm not saying that they doing it just because they Gemini. He's on to something with that. Like that
But
Gemini.
is he
Maybe the
saying it was
message came through
Gemini
like that.
symbolism? Was he saying that it was a Gemini symbolism, or was he saying that all of these people were Gemini?
Yeah, he just wrote Gemini's, and I know that they are all Gemini's. Like, and it's crazy. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, it could be like the message come through somehow, bro. I don't know how they do it, bro, but I'm in the same rooms, and it's just like that. It's like, how did all y'all get the message, bro?
How did all
I,
y'all get the message? Yeah, exactly.
I
That's
don't
how I
All
feel
know.
like.
on
So
social
me,
media watching everybody else dye their hair blonde. Like, y'all put
Yeah.
way too much on it.
Nah, it's deeper than that, shorty.
no, it's definitely deeper than that because I
It
noticed it
really
with
isn't
clothes
because
too.
I follow
It
fashion.
really is though.
It
Trust
I've
me.
really
noticed it with
isn't.
I've noticed it with different things.
Okay.
I've noticed it with different things. I think it's some sort of manipulation tactic where like it's like every so often they have to recharge the battery on like seeing if we can get people to follow the leader. So it's kind of like both what Joy is saying and what we're saying as well. Like she's saying it's like a trend, and
Haven't
I'm
you
saying
seen Josie
I
and the
think
Pussycats?
say again.
The movie Josie and the Pussycats, where they're
Mhm.
like embedding marketing messages into like the backtrack of all these music albums, and
Hmm.
that's like
Yeah, like
Oh,
influence.
what?
they were talking about that same themes on Zoolander.
Yeah, and that's a great example. Shout out to Ben,
Okay.
the goat.
Shout out Zoolander.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So do
Like,
you ever look at these things happening in our media, like our movies and television shows and shit like that? How we saw that in Zoolander, how we see that in Josie and the Pussycat. Do you think that that's actually what's happening? Do you think that there's some truth to it and they're just putting it in front of our face?
I think there was some it when that was like the only way you could influence someone, but now we have influencers. I mean, there's they just do it overtly now. Now it's not a secret.
Right?
Now,
Like last fall, like a lot of influencers I follow, they all dyed their hair auburn. Like I don't think it was a secret message. It was just a
What the
trend.
fuck
yeah.
is what the fuck is that? What the fuck? What is Auburn? What?
It's a color.
Like AW?
AU.
BR?
AU,
What is
AU.
that?
It's a
It's like
color.
a reddish.
Reddish brown.
Yeah. Auburn. AUBEUR.
Crimson.
Uh
No, crimson's a much different shade of red.
Well, you know what? I'll just say this. Now that TV is kind of dead, and I mean, I don't really see influencers having a real like big footprint, except with that Saratoga water, you know, and making it like hilarious. But you know,
I think
I don't know. It's
influencing
like
is
it's so
dead because we're living in a whole new world where no one has time for that irresponsible restocking, purchasing, doing that. No, we're
hauling.
from real shit these days.
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
Do you think the time of the influencer has come to an end?
I hope so. I'm over it. It's kind of like every kid wants to be an influencer when they grow up. It's like, all right.
I just feel like an era of
That's
mindless
impossible.
consumerism that the influencers led for more than a decade is dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's dying.
Why do you think that is? Because I agree that it's definitely on life support. I don't think it's dead yet, but it's definitely on life support. And why do you think that is? I got an answer, but I want to hear yours, Joy.
The political world we're living in, and people are just struggling to survive, and
Yeah.
not just live, but literally survive.
Yeah. They can't
What
afford to do all these hauls and to be chronically online anymore. They gotta have real jobs again.
what's your
When
thoughts? HD, what's your thoughts on it? Why do you think that the influencer the influencer trend is pretty much taking a hit?
It's a catch-22. It's
Okay.
taking a hit because you can see through it now. You can see the corniness. You can see that people are actually trying to
Yeah.
influence instead of it being natural. Like the influence will never go away because everyone's influenced by something else. So that's almost like saying, is our culture dead? The culture isn't dead, but we're past the stupid people that's like trying to influence it per se. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like two ways to look at it.
yeah, and
Okay.
if everyone is an influencer, then no one is an influencer.
There you go.
Yeah. I
There
think
you
it's like
go.
maximum saturation,
Yeah,
It's
I,
like it got the
yeah.
market's saturated, so now nothing means nothing.
yeah,
It's
All
going
right.
to
So
have to
here's
be,
what I think. I'm on the same page with you guys. Here's what I think happened though. I think what happened was, okay, you had these influencers and they were able to do exactly what the namesake was, influence. They were
Mhm.
able to influence. They had amassed these followings online. Some of them transitioned from not just being influencers, but actually moving into the entertainment sector, like your DC Young Flies. And you have the one chick that was on, I can't remember her name, but she was a quote unquote influencer and things of that nature. And what I think happened is not just the saturation, but namely when big companies started coming to these people or these influencers to get them to push products, that's when people really started seeing through the veil. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
It became
people,
less about how cool you actually were, and like
right?
getting. I mean, yeah, like if
Because
everyone.
I know HD, he sits in these rooms too. You know what I'm saying? And I know that when even during the conception of a song, during its writing period, people are now writing in a way that they know that they're going to pass this to some influencer in order to blow this record up, right?
1,000%.
And that's even like when the before anything has been recorded, like they're already thinking the marketing behind influencing, which is actually hurt the music industry as
Yeah,
well
that's for
because
sure.
people are now making songs shorter because of it. And like
Well, it's an
song
attention economy, right? I mean, I
right, because
personally.
now you're only hearing a song for like a minute long. And so, you want to pack all your points into this 1 minute of the song so that it can be used in some sort of Instagram reel or on TikTok. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bring methazine back.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
Do,
getting very
I was,
do we do,
manufactured.
do we think there are influencers in Severance, in the world of Severance, to
Say
bring it
what?
back?
That there are influencers in the world of Severance.
Yeah.
Um,
Ricken.
Do we
Ricken,
think there's
man.
social
I was
media?
gonna say Rickon. I was gonna say like things like Rickon, stuff like that. I think that there is some sort of like influencer situation.
yeah, but he's
Look
like
at
he's like prehistoric. Like he's Jim Jones. Like the influencers now are becoming like what Pepsi was then.
That was a
And
bar,
he's like,
bro. That was a bar.
that was
thank you, man.
that was
Yeah.
definitely a bar.
I hope it
Okay.
came out okay.
Like, okay, so referencing Rick into a Jim Jones type figure is crazy. But
Yeah.
because he definitely had, but I was gonna say Natalie, and then Petty Gibbs dropped it right out there. Look how Natalie is like a spokesperson. She's like a spokesperson for Lumen. We've seen her on the news debating with the news anchor dude, about the severance procedure. That's where we got that good tidbit about somebody getting pregnant before.
Yeah.
Um, I love how they reach back to that with James Egan siring in the shadows. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that
Man,
right
she
there.
is such a mouthpiece, isn't she? She's really. I mean, I
Right.
almost feel bad for Natalie. I end up feeling bad for every villain on the show. Like I feel bad for Cobell. I feel bad for Milchick. I feel bad for Rickon. I feel, I see them all as victims to something we haven't yet seen. You know.
Okay. So when we look at Severance, that first season of Severance was so like Neo sitting at his desk before Morpheus got in
Yes.
touch with him. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like that Severance was so like had that vibe, right? And then
Like
it
we know
built,
it's coming. Yeah.
right. And then the second season got into a little bit more world building. You know
Yeah.
what
A
I'm
little more
saying?
action.
Little more action. We got a real crazy ass fight scene in this finale. Like
That
it
was
went.
so funny. I usually hate seeing blood, but
Now I want to say this.
man, I laughed so hard.
I want to say about how we had that world building in season 2. Now season 3 is coming. I expect to see more world building.
I
I ex-
hope
I,
so.
I expect to see more, things that we can grab back from seasons 1 and season 2. We
Me
have
too.
we have the
Yeah.
we have the Dieter's brother, right? Dieter's the brother band. What was it? Dieter's brother was the
Yeah.
name of the
Yeah.
band. We also have the band in season 1 that was screaming "Fuck you, Lumen." You
Yep.
know what I mean? We have dude's daughter. You know what I'm saying? They didn't touch back on Petey's daughter. I think that
Yeah.
I
I
had
want.
this
I
I
want
had this
more
thought that I
backstory.
had this thought that what if Irv was trying to reach Petey and he couldn't reach Petey because the phone and all of that. We knew that Mark had Petey's phone and all of that. What if
That's
Irv
true.
was trying to actually call Petey and that's why the phone wasn't answering? And
Yeah.
then
We
you
we
also
don't know who he was trying to reach. That's for
right.
sure. PD is definitely a contender.
So if he was trying to reach Petey, then he definitely is in league with Ragabi in some way.
But yeah, they never tied that bow. We don't know who Ragabi is working with. We don't know who Herb was working with, who he was trying to communicate with. I
And
mean,
they
come
better
on.
not drop that. If they drop that, I'm dropping the show.
All right, so
Forever.
Yeah, I need to know that. I definitely need to know that.
let's put the pieces together real quick. Petey said that he was working with a group of people that are trying to take Lumen down, right? And we see that Ragabi is reintegrating motherfuckers, right?
Right.
And we
Then we have
also
the whole Mind Collective.
and we also see that you have aside from the whole mind collective, you had Irv who was actually gathering intel, right?
Yep.
So those, I mean, that right there would be enough to look at there's actually some sort of group, right? Who else was Irv in contact with? They could go that route. They could just end it off and just leave that, not end it off or leave it there, but they could end it off by showing us that yeah, he was trying to get in touch with Petey. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, the
you know,
point is that there's a disconnect. We, as the audience, don't know who each individual character knows. Just like each character doesn't know the other departments, and like we don't know who knows who on the outside and on the inside. It's intentional, you know.
yeah. I mean, the signs are there for it possibly to be Petey who he was calling because you know, with Irv having all of that intel, he fits the bill of what Petey was saying in season 1.
Yeah.
Like a group of
Yes.
people that's really trying to take Lumen down. And he said he said, I ain't talking about that whole mind collective shit. I'm talking
Yeah.
about people that's
Exactly.
really trying to take them down. And
Yeah.
now you got Irv, like I said, is collecting intel, right? And he's calling somebody that won't answer because Petey ain't gonna pick up. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
PD is
And
not picking up. That's
you
for sure.
know, then you have the whole situation. Now, the only thing about that could be is like, okay, so PD had a funeral with a lot of people there. Like for sure, Irv would have probably found out that PD was dead. So that makes me think that it was
What?
probably Ragabi who he was calling.
How do we know he would have known that PD was dead? His Audi didn't necessarily know PD's Audi. That's
I
the
mean,
mystery.
I mean,
Because
like
I mean, Mark doesn't even
if
really
he's
know.
if he's an intel person, I mean that one. I mean, shit, Cobell knew. Like,
Well,
you
Cabell
know,
is not severed.
true,
Yeah,
true.
Cabell knows more than any of the severed characters. That's for sure. I mean, she drilled PD's chip out at his
True.
funeral, which
Also,
is
if Irv had that list of all the severed people that he was investigating before, then Petey may have been on that list, so he would have known something about at least known his name.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I want to, you know what? I want to, what Food Pyramid just put in here makes me want to go back and
I
look and
saw
see
that.
what Petey was trying to grab at in that freezer in that store. What was he trying to go buy? It looks like he was by the drinks, like he was trying to get something to drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And what if he was by like the eggnog or some old bullshit like that? Like I definitely got to go back and look and see what that was.
Isn't that what Ragabi was trying to have him
Mark,
drink?
yeah,
Mark
yeah,
drink? Okay.
yeah. Ragabi's like, I don't know. She's eating
Seamoss.
motherfucking.
I
She's
don't
eating.
trust Ragabi more than I trust Cobell. Like
I
they all have their agenda. Like I never
yeah.
trusted Ragabi.
Yes,
She's
yes.
got her
Please,
own
Chris
thing too.
LaBelle, the wonderful, beautiful Chris LaBelle is in the building with us. Good to see you. Yes, please check that out for us. What was he trying to grab up out of there? I
if
know
Petey
he.
was having one of those flashbacks, he was having like that, Severance flashback. He might have thought he was at the Severance vending
And
machine trying to get some of that fruit leather out of there.
yeah. He needed
Oh
token.
yeah.
Definitely said he needed token.
Did he say he needed a token? Like, what was
Yeah.
that whole
Yeah.
thing?
He said he can't buy anything because he doesn't have any tokens.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
I've seen the first season 6 times, so
So he was having he was having a reintegration episode right there.
yeah.
Did and they didn't really show. All right, so here's another part. Petey was talking to Irv in one of his reintegration episodes.
Oh yeah.
He was
No.
talking to Irv, but it was one that they didn't show us. When he was sitting there and Mark was talking, they were eating the pizza, and Petey was like, shh. And he was talking. Oh no, I think he was talking to Dylan. That's what I meant. He was talking to Dylan because he said something about he didn't want Irv to come in the room while they were talking.
Oh well,
He
in
was,
one of the reintegration moments, Petey is talking to uh Dylan about getting some liquor for one of the floor parties. And Irv walks in and says it's not going to happen or something like that.
I don't think he was talking. I thought he was saying that he wanted to get all the departments together. Chris Lavelle, I don't know if you could go check that one too. I think he was saying that he wanted to get all the departments together and he was going to run it by Cobell.
Oh, I thought they were trying to get some booze at a party.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why I think that. I could
Hold
be.
on. I gotta, now you got me wanting to look things up now too. Shit. It's the 2-year anniversary of the first video I uploaded. I uploaded on this day 2 years ago. I uploaded my first video. If y'all go listen to that video,
You're like the same age as Mark's innie.
I didn't know what I was doing. I know, right?
Wasn't it
I
on?
know.
Wasn't it about Changeling?
No, it was about From.
It was from first. I thought Changeling was first.
Nope, From was first. I did From first, and I did Changeling right after
It
that.
was right after. Yeah, it
Yep,
was.
Changeling came right after. They cloned Tyrone. I did From, they cloned Tyrone, and then I hopped right on Changeling.
I love They Clone Tyrone. That was such a good movie. That and what was that other movie? Thank you, or I apologize for my something. It was some,
Oh yeah, with Lay Keith in there,
yeah. Um, oh
where
man,
they had the horses and shit up in there.
yes.
Yeah, that movie was crazy. I was like, yo, you know what that movie remind me of? John dies at the end.
Mm.
Have you ever saw John dies at the
John
end?
Dies at the End is
Yeah, that's a good one.
ridiculous. That movie is insanity
Crazy.
from beginning to end.
Yes, I love that movie. I'm gonna tell y'all, a movie that's really good. It's kind of slow, but it's good. Is Mickey 17.
I want to see.
Loved it, went to see it, loved it.
I'm covering that, and I'm talking some heavy shit.
Ooh,
Heavy, heavy shit. And I hope it gets received well from the people. But this one, the Mickey 17 movie is a lot like Severance, actually. They're
Yeah,
diving into consciousness.
yeah. I
And
haven't seen
there's
it yet, but it
there's a
looks.
lot of shows that have been just talking about consciousness. Like, in
What is
my opinion,
conscious?
in my opinion,
What, mama?
Mark and his innie are sharing a soul. Your
I would
memory,
agree with that. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're sharing a body. The body's connected to the soul.
Yes, it's
The
all
soul is
fine.
all of that's connected to the body because the soul is directly connected to your immune system through your will to live. Like so, your
I'm
soul,
getting coughing and sneezing and stuff when he starts to reintegrate. He too. It
yeah,
sneezes and
yeah. Yeah, Mickey 17 was mad funny. They got this one part on there where they have the character. What's bro's name that plays the Incredible Hulk on the Avengers? He's in this movie.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes, Mark Ruffalo. And he does this character where he's like he's kind of like a Trump character, but it's not really like Trump. He's more of like an amalgamation of all different world leaders.
Like
Like,
he's like a Trump and televangelist like mixed into one.
right, he's like more of like a televangelist. I was watching a an interview with the director, and the director was like, "Yo, this guy is not supposed to be Trump," but he clearly has some of Trump's mannerisms and stuff. So I would rather like to hear that perspective from Mark Gruffalo because he would probably be able to give us better insight on
Right?
what
Because
he
you
was
can say
on.
that character was not based on Trump, but you can't say that
Say
Mark
that,
Ruffalo didn't channel.
oh, he
Yeah.
was channeling Trump, even the way that he would lean on the podium and everything. Like but it was this one part where he was like singing and shit, and it's one of the funniest. I had to rewind it, and I've I've opened the movie up just to go see that one part like 10 times since I saw it. It's hilarious.
All I can think about is Toni Collette and her damn sauce obsession. Like I laugh about that all the time, just randomly.
Yo, wow. What? Tony Collette and the socks? Where's that from?
Mickey 17.
Oh,
Have you tried the sauce? Would you like some sauce? This is a
oh, yeah,
delicious
the
sauce.
sauce. I thought you said socks.
No.
No, nah, the sauce. And yo, how she took the tail and made the sauce. Like,
Sauce. Taste the sauce.
I'm like, yo, get that shit the fuck up out my face. And yo, that shit was crazy. That movie is, you saw that movie, so you know that movie is definitely gonna be one of those cult phenomena.
Yes, it is. So, like, I went to the theaters, I saw it, and this immediately, I'm like, the minute this movie is streaming for free on whatever platform, we are watching it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
yeah, it's out now. It's out now. It's
I
on
can't
streaming.
I don't go to the movies. I'm too poor.
Well, no, it's out there on the streaming now. It's
Oh,
like,
it is.
yeah, I don't know where it's at. Yeah, yeah,
You should see if you got any local cheap theaters, man, because I got a theater on this $5 Tuesdays. Other than that, I don't go to the movies. Movies expensive.
Yeah.
or if you really like movies and really want to go check out the movies, get one of those AMC passes because they're like the price. And this is not an AMC plug, and I ain't been paid by no AMC or none of
Well,
that.
we know.
But like,
We know you're
AMC,
not a sellout.
for the price of a AMC ticket, you can get four tickets a week. They get
Yeah.
like you pay $20 and they give you four tickets a week, and you pay
Un- un-
$20 a month.
Unfortunately, in addition to being toothless and indentured, as it were, I am also kind of homebound. Uh,
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay. Yeah, well, that's no problem. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
I'm gonna figure out
catch
where
them when
it's
you can catch
streaming.
them. Catch them when they start streaming. When you can catch them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then the
Plus,
second was
I'm more into the TV shows anyway.
Same here. Like I actually like a weekly dosage of
Yeah.
something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I'm so glad that they're bringing that back because for what, like the past 10-15 years, it's been everything, the entire season all out at once,
that's
and
because
it's like,
Netflix ruined it, and
yeah,
Apple
Netflix.
rolled it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. I appreciate the streaming services for not just totally getting rid of that traditional television watching weekly.
And
You know what I'm
I think it has the power to bring us all together again around the
Yeah.
water cooler.
I really wish they would just like do a weekly rollout on this final season of Stranger Things. That would be so awesome.
Me too. I love
But
Stranger
they're
Things.
not.
I hope they don't totally botch it in the last season.
Like, I look at Netflix and when they drop their shows and it's almost like how like when you feed chickens, you know what I'm saying? You just throw the shit out there and let them gobble it up.
No,
Yeah.
oh man,
Like I
ah,
like I used to go over to my homie's house. They had chickens running around in the back, and I remember one day, yo, I re- I remember one day his mother took a pot of old rice out the refrigerator
Oh no.
and threw that shit out there. and we were sitting at the kitchen table rolling up a blunt. We go outside and smoke, and he's rolling his up. I'm rolling mine's up, and by the time by the time we got done and rolled up and went outside, it wasn't a drop of rice out that motherfucker.
Oh, no.
Every piece of rice, them chickens ate up every piece of rice. And that's how I look at binge watching. Like, just throw that shit out there and let them motherfuckers gobble that shit up in one day. Cause
Oh,
like,
at least it was cooked rice because apparently that can, it can kill
oh,
it can kill a bird
oh
if you
no,
give
you wasn't gonna kill. You can't feed them chickens shit that'll kill them. Them chickens eat chicken. You hear me? Like you
Oh
throw
my
some,
God, no!
you throw some old Chinese food out that motherfucker with chickens and bell peppers. They eating that. They eating all that. They eating the
Yeah,
ants that's crawling on it. Like they eating it all.
like
I'm telling you.
goats eat everything too. Goats will eat your shoes. Like,
Oh, we got Jamie with the super chat. Thank you for your generosity, Jamie. Jamie says, I know that true crime is not your forte. Some of these cases and some of these trials could really use some real knowledge and common sense. Yo, you know what? There's a lot of symbology in criminal trial. Like, there's a lot of symbology in things because in humanity, like we live and relive these stories over and over again. Like if people believe in the Bible or any other religious text, it's a story about people's lives and shit, right? If you read Harry Potter or whatever, right, it's like a story of a life, right? It's story of lives and stuff like that. And so we live some of these things, and these everything around us carries the symbology. Not all symbology is deliberately placed by human beings. Some of it just rhyme and reason happens to us in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you on that. Like that would be a really good perspective to jump on trials and stuff. It's not for me. You're right about that. You know that's not my forte. But I would love to see somebody look at some of these trials from an esoteric perspective because that's why I just don't pay attention to them. Because esoterically, first of all, I noticed that a lot of these things are just planted, deliberate distractions, right? So I don't I don't lend my energy to it, you know. But then you have these things are in our lives, these things are happening, these things are being broadcasted to us, right? And if you know what I talk about the broadcasting as far as spell casting. You see what I'm saying? And so there is definite rhyme and reason why these things happen, and there's definitely symbology in every aspect of our lives, especially in trials. There's a lot of symbolic things as far as holding your hand to your heart when you're swearing, okay? Because we're talking about swearing and curses. A swear is a curse. A swear is an actual um, pact that you're making with a higher being, a lord or a landlord. You see what I'm saying? So you become a tenant of that in the swearing. There's a lot of symbology in the courtroom as far as the flags that are flown in the courtroom, the flags that you find, the crest of the actual state that the court is in. You have maritime situation. You have fiat currency. That is the most outcome of most court cases are all about money at the end. The courtroom serves as a giant banking system, okay, that operates outside of the waters. The waters is where we're supposed to be. This is why we call it the banks. This is why the currency represents the current of the sea. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these different things. So yeah, I definitely would love to see someone's esoteric take on a lot of these things. And as you say, common sense or not so common sense. But thank you once again for your generosity. It's appreciated so much. You know what I mean? What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that comment? What do y'all
I
think about
love true crime so much. So much of my YouTube hours are spent watching true crime channels. I just find it like, the depravity of humans fascinating.
Yeah, that it's kind of like the same way I look at like the gangster stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of human behavior that we're observing. You know, the true crime stuff is crazy. I always watch, like, I've always seen like true crime stuff and say like it's really a testament on how some shit could change in a blink of an eye. Like, a lot of times these people are going through a situation and boom, like some shit happens or some dumbass does
Man,
something.
and that's most of what I watch is like police interrogations. And that's
Yeah,
usually
those are
what it
crazy.
is. Something happened in the blink of an eye that changed everybody's life. Now this person's dead. Now you a murderer. Now
Ha-
they,
have you seen Minority Report? I
oh, I
recently
love
rewatched.
Minority Report. It's one of
Oh
my favorite
yeah.
true crime.
I can't stand Tom Cruise, but I do love that movie. I love the whole concept of pre-crime and like premeditation and all that stuff. Yeah, and
And
how
like Thought Police.
thought police, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
in a
That's
terrifying near future
always fascinating.
dystopia. Someone's always listening.
I said something about thought police in one of my rhymes and stuff like that. Like I look at like the thought police. I look at how I heard a rumor that I didn't go check this. Anybody could fact check this while we talking that shit right now. But did Amazon remove George Orwell's 1984?
Yes.
Did you go check that? Did you go fact check that?
No, but I heard it too.
I mean, I wasn't worried about it. I already have a copy of the shit. Like I got a real copy of it.
Yeah, I got a real copy too. It was one of the first novels that I read independently in high school that got me into the near future dystopia genre, or you know
Did
the
you read Brave New World?
yes, I
Yeah,
read
like
Brave
I
New
read those
World.
in school. Like they were
Yeah.
school texts. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a cool, so you had a good teacher. I had a cool
yeah,
teacher that put us on to that too.
well, I went to school in Southern
Today's
California.
education system would never
yeah.
put kids on. Today's education system would never put kids on to stuff like 1984 ever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's in the canon, so some schools do teach it. I mean, I went to high school in New York City in the early aughts, so there was some liberty in what you know what we got to read. But I read 1984 independently, summer after freshman year of high school. I'll never forget it.
And
Yeah,
also,
I
I
read that
can't look at things
independently.
like Amazon is a digital storefront. It's not any type of thing of record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
True.
So it's like, okay, Amazon stopped selling that. So what? It exists in many millions of copies in the world for real.
Thankfully,
You know.
people.
So what a digital store stopped carrying it. I don't know.
Let's see.
Yes.
Let me look. Let me look at Amazon because got to check on whether my new cat litter box is coming.
Did you get an electric one?
No, but I did get a sifting one. I don't have my cats right now. I'm rescuing them from my ex husband's house in a couple of
I see.
weeks.
A Lord Corey. Oh yeah, I saw you trying to come in there, but it wouldn't let me bring you up. But he says, "Yo, but that book about
Oh
Emile.
no, you
Oh,
can.
you talking about Emile or on education? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that was a fire book. Like that actually is what I thought they were talking about in Severance. I brought that up actually in one of my videos. I think it was my finale video. I talked about that. Yeah, Emile or on education. Have you read that book?
I've never
I have
even heard.
not read that book. It was not one of the required texts in high school. No.
Oh, that frozen. Hold up. Okay, here we go. Now we're good.
Whew.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, this happens. As a matter of fact, I did get a message today about them doing some work in my area, and the
The internet
That
being,
the internet being shoddy
it's a
tonight.
conspiracy. They just don't want you to stream. They're trying to shut you
Uh,
up.
well, we got 3 hours in on their ass anyway, so it's all good. Like if they cut it off tonight, it's all good. I got
Yeah,
enough.
suck it, big internet.
Yeah, I can. I'm sitting over here working on a couple of videos for you guys. The Mickey 17 is definitely one I got to get out and get that done.
So what?
I have,
But which one's up next?
so the Mickey 17 is on the chopping block right now, so I'm chopping away at that one. I also have all of these notes that are for my severance joints, but I
Yes.
don't actually know. Like the thing about my videos is I have to figure out how I'm going to present the information. That's like kind of key for me. Like once I figure that out, boom, I can hit the ground running. I shared some of the stuff with you tonight about the Muppets and stuff. My Muppet theory is vast. We go heavy into a bunch of different shows and how those characters are
Man, I'm
actually.
waiting for that Rick Rock Cobb.
Yeah, where is he?
I don't know. I wish Rick Rock would actually like write a script and do a voiceover. I'd help him out and get his
Yo,
video
you
out.
know, I and his voice
His
is
episode.
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect. His voice is perfect for that a video of this. I mean, what are we doing, Rick Rock? I hope you hear this. Hope you catch it on the rewatch.
Yeah.
You know, but yes. So I am going to let you guys say bye, peace to the chat real quick while I'm
Okay.
ready to end the show in a little bit.
So glad that you're back and that your surgery went well. Welcome to the club of dental trauma and recovery.
Right? Okay. Yeah. I had the supernumerary tooth is crazy because it's like you're a grown man and you feel and you hear that like, yo, yeah, you got like baby teeth growing inside your gums and you can't feel them. I thought something was wrong with my nerves because it like if I open my mouth too wide, it would send like a shock through my cheek up
Oof.
into my
And it was
eye.
sitting on
Oh,
a nerve.
It was
oh,
sitting right on the nerve and like
oh,
you can't see it. I couldn't see anything and I could feel like it was something in my mouth. I thought I had some kind of nerve damage or something.
or like a
And every time
tumor. Shit.
I didn't know what was going on. And that was the first one a couple years ago. And then it was like, well, you got one on the other side too.
Oh
And
my god.
Oh
and
God,
that
you had twins.
yeah, I had like
Gemini's.
yeah, on the other side. And so this past surgery was the other one that I didn't get taken out the first time.
Oh my
So
god.
I
Well,
just did I was like, yo, like y'all not about to cut me on both sides of my mouth. Like the other one ain't bothering me, don't bother it. Like leave it alone. And so then it started bothering me. It started sending like a shock. My eye would twitch. It
oh
was
my
crazy.
god.
It was like, yo, I can't open my mouth that wide. And I talk all the goddamn time.
That's
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a problem. But it was like extra wisdom, extra any teeth. Yeah. It was like, yo, and you can't
Innies.
even see, and they're small. It's small, it's like a miniature wisdom tooth. It's like a wisdom tooth from a an elf or some type of shit. Like an elf wisdom tooth or some shit. Like, yo.
Can we be thankful for modern dentistry, though, not in the days of barber surgeons with their, and at some point there was just
Yeah.
nothing they could do.
I had all of my teeth taken out in the same go, and they
Oh
did it
shit.
they did it in an hour and a half, but it was long overdue. I mean, I had some serious chronic abscesses. They did it in an hour and a half, and I was better in 3 days. 3 days I
So
was
you
healed.
So you so they just took so you got all your teeth pulled out. My grandmother said the same thing. She said she got all her teeth pulled out and like they couldn't wake her up from the anesthesia.
No,
And
they woke me up, but
she finally woke up though, of course. But like they said that yeah, she told me that they did the same thing. That's crazy. Like I definitely don't want to get rid of all my teeth. But those ones that were growing, like leave the rest of my teeth alone. The ones that you can see, they're fine. Like leave them alone.
that's good.
Them supernumerary teeth you know what? I'm thankful that it wasn't like growing out of my gums to where you could see it and
Yeah.
affecting my other teeth. I'm thankful that I didn't grow them on my chest or my arm or anywhere else because some people do grow them
Yeah.
and other parts of the body.
That's
It's
fucking crazy.
Oh,
it's
my old
crazy.
girlfriend got these weird cysts in her ovarian tubes, and this happened to her multiple times. And they would grow hair and teeth in them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yep, that's called supernumerary teeth. Yeah, when you and you could like she grew teeth in her ovaries. Some women grow teeth in their vagina. They did a movie called Teeth, and it's about
Yeah.
a girl that
Not
had
the
like teeth in
vagina
her.
dentata.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talking about that thing seriously talking, like talking with teeth, smiling at you. You think that yeah, I could. Yeah, yeah, that's a thought to have right there. Especially if she got that grip. It's over with, bro. She got that grip and she done chomped down up in it. Like, man, come on.
Oof.
But no, seriously, there's some women that grow that in there. No disrespect to any women on the podcast on listening in right now that got teeth in your vagina. I'm not, judging you or making fun of you. I love you too. You know what I'm saying? And like, but it's a real thing. Like, it's definitely a real thing. Like,
Yes.
there's
Well,
some people that grow them on their
thank
The
God
chest.
you
things
on
that
and
the
get
human body can do.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like, why teeth? Like,
Right? Of all the things.
of all the things that you can grow, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me an extra nose on my arm or something, but don't put like teeth on my thing. Like, like,
It's some serious body horror right there. Some Akira. You know that anime Akira?
yeah. Oh
Akira!
shit.
Akira!
Yo.
Kaneda!
Oh, Bill Chill says, teeth, hair, skin, and fingernails regenerate. No shit, for real. Like, if
Unless you're me, then they just fall out if you're me.
yo, too much TMI right here. My son had two sets of front teeth, two front teeth. So it's
So it
my
runs in
oldest.
the family.
So yeah, and my dad has supernumerary teeth in the bottom. So like, okay, so my dad had like crowded teeth that were supernumerary. Now, my son, he lost his two front teeth, and then the new ones came in. Next thing you know, couple years later, they got loose. And I was like, oh shit, like what's that about? And then when they
He
came
lost
out,
his baby teeth twice and grew. That's horrible.
he lost his baby teeth twice and grew them back. Yeah. That shit is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
We
don't have kids, and that's cool. I'm not complaining. But I just I think so many of my friends do. And I think about the stages that they go through because we talk but so much of your childhood is just pain.
Yeah. Teething is yeah.
Teething is
Tough.
pain.
It's
Growing is pain.
yeah.
All these changes that happen to your body are so painful.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
We got to give
Well,
them as much support as we possibly can.
life
And
is pain.
and also
Life
let
is
them
full
know
of
that they're
pain.
just
Life
a
is
boy to
full
go
of
back.
pain. Life is full of pain. Life is full of things, and I think that is good because it makes us appreciate the times where there are no pain. It
Yes.
makes us appreciate all of the good times even much better. You know what
Yes.
I mean? Yeah, but I definitely agree with you. Like watching babies go through teething is crazy because you know that shit hurts. Because
Mm.
like gums are hard
Yeah.
and like and they have nerves in them, and so you got this thing that's cutting through your gum. That shit hurts. Like, and then when you see little babies' teeth coming in and they got like these little cranky attitudes and stuff like that. It's
You
the
get
cutest thing. Just get them an amber necklace. They'll be all right.
yeah.
You
Or a
know what
little
I'm
bit of rum on the thumb.
Rum on the thumb.
Yep. I'll
Rum
leave you with
on the
that.
thumb. Okay. Rum on the thumb. That's that old grandmother wisdom right there.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
the old grandmother wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That's that old grandmother love that they would infuse and drop the old sacred remedies on us. Hold on one second.
I
Okay.
recommended one of my girlfriends do that once, and she thought that it would be an early road to alcoholism for her baby. And I was like, what?
What?
Exactly. Who? You know?
But you're really not supposed to put like Ambisol on your kids. It's like not for kids under 3 years old or something like that. Like, what else are you gonna do? I don't know. I don't have kids either. I have
Right,
cats.
right. So I was just like, your baby, your choice. But I was like, a little rum on the gums to alcoholism. I was like, wow.
That's a pipeline, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Anyway,
indeed. Yes, indeed. I had got a message on Cash App. Peace and wellness to everybody that supports the channel. I love y'all for the generosity, and I just love y'all for being here, rocking with me. And I appreciate that. A lot of times people say, anonymous donations, and I appreciate those as well. Um, you know, yeah, definitely. Just watching and liking. Everybody like the video. Share the video to somebody that, talks about some of these things that we talked about. I love the fact that we don't just talk about the shows. We talk about how the shows actually interact with us.
life
Our
imitating art,
lives.
imitating life, imitating
Yeah,
art.
I like how we get into those conversations on here. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a lot of people talking about those aspects. They talk about the shows, and that is cool too. But like, I think that they spend millions of dollars on these things not to just entertain us, but to also push us some sort of messages, sometimes good and sometimes nefarious.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everybody that supports the channel and rocks with that because it just kind of shows me that like that's what you're here for is that kind of conversation to talk about, how this show is speaking in a different way or how this movie is speaking in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Amen.
like
Praise
glad that
Kier.
you guys are here with me. I'm glad. Yo, you right up there with Joy with the Severance humor. Joy is slick with the Severance humor. She is witty with it. She
Feel
come
like I'm
through with
a
the
little
Severance.
slow on the take today. But
Oh,
I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate this too. And like it's like this is like my third space.
Me too. Right now, for sure. My third space, indeed.
indeed. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. We rocked out for what, 3 hours actually, 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's dope. Like,
Time
this
having
is
fun.
great. This was a great anniversary wellness session. Like this was so fire. Um, be on the lookout for the Severance wellness session with miscellaneous Gab. That's coming up once we get it scheduled. And
Y'all have
also,
the best chemistry. I love your lives.
oh, yo, I have so much fun with her on the live. It's funny. It's right there. It's on. It's always on point. The talking about the show. It's like I'm talking to people who really are looking at this show and will never run out of things to talk about.
Right.
Amen. Praise
Even
Kier.
even the philosophical stuff. Even the philosophical stuff. Like we talk about those. Like we just talked about the soul being attached to the body today. Like
The pineal gland, baby.
the pineal gland.
We're
All of
gonna
that.
go smoke
No,
some
hip
DMT.
hop chats too. Like it's all over the place, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all for coming up and joining me as always. Y'all always bring some good energy to the vibes, and we have great conversations, great builds, and I thank y'all for coming up. I thank everybody for joining in and listening today. Thank you for all of the well wishing of the page, the anniversary, hitting 1 million on a video. Like, yo,
We'll
that's
get you
crazy.
to 1 million subs very soon.
Oh, that would be amazing. If I get 1 million subs, like we up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Chris LaBelle, what's going on?
Hey,
Chris LaBelle,
are you
Chris,
part of like the YouTube creator program? Like, what happens like when you start hitting like the decent numbers? 35K ain't nothing to shake your fist at.
Yeah, I agree.
yo, okay. Yeah, yo, well, I mean, I didn't expect this, just being honest. I started off the year like right before my birthday in October last year, I hit 5,000 subs. And then it took me from October to January to get 6,000 subs. I started January off with 6,000 subs, and ever since then, it's just been going crazy. We're at 30,000 since January 20th or something like that. Is when it started going after my first Severance video.
That's what's up. Because
That's
you
crazy.
you don't miss a beat.
You know, I'm just like, wow, I definitely didn't expect it. Thank you very much. I I'm glad people are liking what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep doing it. Like I'm gonna just keep going. I'm on the road to 100,000 right now. I'm trying to get there by the end of the year. I'm about to go watch movies and watch TV shows. I'm about to just yeah, I'm about to cook. I'm about to cook. Well, my free time is gonna be dedicated to this. If you want to start a YouTube channel, do it. If you want to start a YouTube channel, YouTube made me better in every other aspect of my life, even in
Did
my
it really?
yeah, it really did. It makes you show up. It makes you show up. It makes you perform. Some people look at it as being a slave to the algorithm when it's not what it is anyway. Like my pen
Right.
game is way better than what it was. Like I'm telling you, I was already nice. I was already nice as a writer and somebody that was rapping or whatever, like writing songs for others and stuff like that. Yo, songs that I passed to some of my people that I've been writing for lately, they are just like, yo, what is this? Where'd you pull this out of? What words are you using? Like
What? YouTube made you a better writer?
YouTube made me a better writer. It made me show up better. It made me show up for everything that I'm doing different. Like it made me better. And I don't care how many subscribers, how many views you get, keep showing up for yourself on your YouTube page. If you wanna do something, work out. Start working out. Have people come work out with you in the morning. Do something. But get it out there. Get your words out. The things that you want to say, do it. You know what I'm saying? And reach out to a brother if you want my help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind doing that. Like, I think that everybody should have a YouTube page. I'm just being real with you. Oh, Jamie with the super chat tried to send money on Cash App for the baby. Oh, do you know why I got refunded? Tried to send me on Cash App for the baby. Do you know? Yo, nah, I don't. If you somebody else just sent something, I don't know what happened. Did you got refunded? I didn't refund it. Um, yeah, okay. No, I appreciate that. That's so dope, Jamie. I appreciate you so much. Hold on, wait, where you at? There? Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah, it says it was canceled. I don't know why. I don't know why. But thank you. The baby appreciate it. My lady appreciate it. I appreciate it. YouTube gonna
We
tap real on
appreciate
the shoulder
you.
with the eyes wide shut, man. Y'all make my shit dope too. Don't forget, like, yo, Bill Chill with the magnifying glass. Yes, indeed, brother. Like, y'all definitely make my shit dope. Like the feedback that I get, it builds my ability to talk about the subject. You're talking to a person that stutters. But YouTube has kept me like my stuttering is almost like totally gone, period. Like because I'm always talking in rhythm now. And
Did the rapping help your stuttering?
the rapping is what got rid of my stuttering. Rapping got rid of my stuttering when I was like 9.5, 10 years old, and my stuttering went away. I used to stutter very similar to Ryan Coogler. He has a slight stutter, but I used to stutter to the point where it like hurt my throat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, trying to get
that's
the shit
crazy.
out. And I used to write my raps and stuff when but then I would try to freestyle. And then when I just started like freestyling and writing, it like I can say this, and I'm not joking. I'm not trying to make fun of nobody that stutters, but my stuttering disappeared overnight when I started rapping. Like when I started actually letting people hear me rap, it just disappeared overnight.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I tell anybody that has family members that stutter, get them into poetry, make them write some raps, make them try to rap, something like that.
Singing
That
too,
shit
like in
for sure.
that movie, The King's Speech.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
this, like I mean, this is straight up truth. This is not a gimmick. This is not anything I'm like bullshitting with. It totally did that. And then when I started YouTube, it got better. Like, because I still stuttered just a little bit. But when I started YouTube and recording my voiceovers, like I've recorded so many songs in my lifetime and it didn't have that effect. But when you're doing a video that's 20 minutes long, it's different. Like when you're recording an audio for 20 minutes long of something that you wrote. So, all right, so when you write something and then you read over it again, you kind of know already what you're about to say because you wrote the shit, right? But then when you have this, like, when you're recording it and you're trying to get it right, that's a whole different thing. Like, that's like recording music. You might write a verse, but when it's time to go into the lab and record that thing, you have to say it perfect. You have to say it how you want it to come, you know? Now, when you're
Yeah.
doing YouTube videos, you can make errors and you can edit them out, but you still have to say that shit right. You know what I'm saying? You still
Mm.
have to,
Yeah,
you
at a
might
certain
be,
point. Yeah.
yeah, you might be able to edit it out, but you still have to say it right. And
Yeah.
so that has trained me and helped me with that. I could talk about other areas. YouTube made me better at being on time for shit. You know,
That I can see.
it made me feel like I wasn't rushing, like, to be on time. Like, I always struggle with that where I was on time for things, but I would be rushing to be on time. Now it's like, okay, pace yourself, take it easy, boom. And it just everything happens when it's supposed to. And YouTube shows me that. Even all the way down to the way that the video hit 1 million views on my anniversary date. Like, everything
Mhm.
kind of happens when it's supposed to.
Mhm.
But YouTube is really dope for people to get an outlet. It helps you. It'll help you focus on all type of shit. And whatever skill, let it be something that you're trying. Let it be one of your skills because it'll take whatever your skill is and enhance it. If you enjoy cooking, start a YouTube channel, start some recipes. Next thing you know, you'll be doing a cookbook. Next thing you know, you'll be doing a weekly meal or a weekly meal plan for people. Like, you never know how you could touch somebody's life. You might be showing somebody. We have mothers and fathers out there that know how to make a meal for 7 people out of $30. Like, that's a skill.
Right.
Like, show somebody that shit. You know what I mean? You have people out there that have a good opinion about things that are happening in the world. Show somebody that shit.
Right? So you never know who you're going to touch. Didn't you say that you had a viewer that was recovering through surgery and they kept supporting you when they were finally doing well because, like, you helped them recover through their surgery and, like, you just didn't even
Yes.
know who you
That's
touched?
my sister Nene. She says that all the time up in here. My sister Nene. She says that. She said that, yo, like, when she was recovering, that listening to these live streams definitely helped her. You know what I'm saying? You never know who you help. Like, just rock it out and stay consistent with it. Do it. Actually, even if you're not trying to stay like super consistent with it, just come at your time and YouTube will be right there for you. Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about the subs. Now, if you're worried about the subs, if you're worried about the views, make great content, go all the way out, go as deep into it as you can, learn as much as you can about editing and everything, right? Make great content, make sure that what you're saying is valuable to the people and attach yourself to something that is popping, like a TV show, a movie. That's kind of like what I did, right? And so I think that those elements of my content being at a certain level, also attaching myself to a television show like From that was doing great at the time, is what concocted me to be. I was monetized in 35 days from starting YouTube on May 13th. I was monetized on June 19th. Like, the following month, I was monetized. And it was because the show was doing great. My content is something that people is valuable to people, and I was consistent with it.
So you were able to plug in and add value immediately, and the audience felt that and showed up.
Right, and they showed up because, see, one thing that the algorithm will do is it will show you, the algorithm will find who wants to see your video. And it does this by what you name the video, by your thumbnail, by what the video's about, and it scans through your video so it knows who wants to see the video. And if you get a certain amount of likes when it's put out there, then YouTube says, "Hey, people want to see this. I'm going to push it to people." Then when you get monetized, YouTube really dials into what you're doing because you're out there making money. Yeah, you're like, YouTube wants you, if you're monetized, YouTube wants you to be successful because that's how they make their money. They make their money by putting advertisements on your videos. So they're gonna push that shit out there if you're doing well and stuff like that. There are things about the algorithm that I'm no expert at all. I'm learning as I go. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that I could be doing that are better than what I'm doing now. And I'm gonna strive to learn those things as well. Like I need the
Your
KPI.
thumbnails are awesome. Like, did you watch videos on like how to make thumbnails or like, yeah?
Well, I'm a graphic designer by trade.
Oh, neat. My
Oh,
ex
that's
was a
your day
graphic
job.
designer. That's so cool.
Right. Like I'm a graphic, so I was utilizing my skills from jump. Like I also edit music videos and short stories as well, short
Oh,
films.
so you already had a leg up on your videos with the editing too.
Right. I already had some experience. Like now I can say this, that my videos on YouTube do not speak or do my talent in editing any justice whatsoever. I'm putting pretty much videos together based on what I'm talking about, and I'm showing you pictures. I try to make it match up as much as possible, and that's about it. But like I am an animator, editor, like a graphic designer. I've been doing this for over 2 decades. Like you know what I'm saying? Before I had Photoshop before Adobe owned it. Like there was another company that used to own Photoshop, and Adobe bought it with number two. Photoshop 2 was Adobe's first Photoshop. Like I was doing it back then. I was doing it before you could even like it was commercially available. You know what I'm saying? I was doing it. Like so that's why my thumbnails are a certain caliber. And all of those thumbnails are not suitable for growth on YouTube. Sometimes I make a thumbnail based on what I want to see in it, based on what I'm talking about in my video. I don't care about YouTube giving me an SEO score. SEO score is search engine optimization. I don't care about any of that shit. I'm here to put my video out, my thoughts out, and to find my tribe pretty much. That's what I'm doing. And that's what
For
I've done.
sure.
I found my
Glad to
tribe.
hear. We
I found
appreciate you, Chief.
Yes, indeed. That and you know what? I want to say this last thing about YouTube. YouTube is just finding your tribe.
Facts.
That's all it is tribe finding.
Right.
Tribe finding and vibe finding. That's it. Put some shit out there that's gonna resonate with people and they're gonna follow you. Boom. That's it. And like Chris LaBelle said, we here. The tribe is here. You know what I'm saying? Also, editing is very time consuming. Some people don't know how to edit and things. Check this out. Start off with slideshows of pictures. Just put the pictures in at the right time. That's it. Start off with a slideshow.
Start
There's
off with
plenty.
that PowerPoint.
Yeah, start off with a PowerPoint. Like, hey, just get to it. It's fun. Like my process is I write my shit first, then I record the voiceover, then I take the voiceover and then I edit the video around my voiceover. Some people will take video footage or pictures and stuff, and then they'll watch it and talk about it and record their voiceover like that. But
Yeah.
whatever works for you, just get to it.
Real do it the DJ quick way, baby.
Okay, I'm writing my thing first and then making a beat, right?
Yeah, you really cooking like DJ Quick. He put all the tracks, each track on the board. No one does that, bro. No one. Like
Yo,
it
DJ
takes like
Quick,
an hour and a half to track out.
DJ Quick is one of the best producers in the game. He's so slept on when it comes to producing. Like he
Hmm.
like I remember the one album that he dropped in the 90s where he had like I think every album he would drop in the 90s would have an instrumental on it. Like
Yeah,
it would be a jazz instrumental.
and don't forget he engineered mostly. He engineered Pac, everybody, all their albums, bro. He was the
Yeah,
engineer.
you got to think about it. He's who told Pac to just keep spitting. I got
Yeah.
all this in here. Like, yeah, I just keep spitting.
Hmm.
I'm gonna make 10 songs out of here. You could just keep spitting, drop all this shit, and leave. I
Hmm.
got all the beats you got. I got all the shit. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and put these records together. Like
Hmm.
another dude who should be respected is Daz.
Yeah.
Daz Dillinger. Daz Dillinger is another producer. Like he's another dude that told Pac, like, just give me the vocals, man, and you can bounce, bro.
I'll handle
Like,
the rest.
I'll handle the rest. Like the West Coast dudes is a different monster in the studio. Like it's just I mean, we're talking about the land of Dr. Dre. You talking
Right.
about who else? Like who is the monsters out there on different genres all over the place?
Nate
Like
Dogg went to my high school.
mm,
Oh yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I didn't know him. He's a lot older than I am, but he went to my same high school I went to.
Yeah.
I think
Tommy.
it has a lot to do with the atmosphere of the West Coast and how it's so scenic and it's so different. It's so many different nuances in the actual atmosphere. The
Right.
weather is great and everything, and it's just a vibe being in the West Coast. I had the pleasure of being in the studio recording with one of the Black Guns recently in LA when I was out there with you.
Okay.
And that was just a vibe. It felt so different recording. It felt so different recording on the West Coast. I've never done any music on the West Coast. I've always done. I got a lot of West Coast music that I've done with people on the West Coast. But the day and age we living in, you could just send that shit to them in the email
True.
and get to work like that. But it's nothing like traveling to go to the studio like the old heads used to do it, bro. In the 70s and the 80s, they hopped on a plane and went to the studio. Them records, them features that you hear on the records, like they was in the lab with them guys. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a different thing, right? But yeah, we could talk about this for hours. I appreciate y'all for coming through.
It's
Appreciate you for coming
bedtime.
through. My brother HD, Sister
Respect.
Joy, and Ephemeral Soup. I appreciate y'all. I'm
We
about to end this joint. You
It's
know, it's
beautiful.
long enough.
Yeah, man. Respect to your come up, man. It's only gonna get bigger from here.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
happy anniversary.
It's
Yes.
your
Thank you.
anniversary.
Yo, I was gonna make like a little montage of all the stuff that I covered, but yeah, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Man, it's crazy. 2 years. 2 years, yo. 36,000 subs. Let's look at how many subs we
And
got right now.
and I'm one of your first subscribers.
Yes,
Legitimately.
yeah, absolutely. Let me see here. Now it's 3682. That's crazy, y'all. Oh my
Man,
god.
it's about to be 37 in the morning. Wow.
Oh
Man,
wow. That'll be crazy.
congratulations, man.
Peace, peace, y'all. Yo, just a little something to think about while we wait on the next episode. We got a lot coming up. That's all for the live stream this evening. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.